Yes, bingo was his name-o. We have one peg here in the corner. I want to make a little space here. I want to set this up nice. Set it up nice so that we can flip back between the stream and our bingo, right? So it's not super intrusive. We can keep an eye on things. Okay, but we can also track the conversation. Me bones are cold. Me too. Social hub delayed. Guys, I need your help. What else? Ooh, bingo time. Let's think about it. We know there's going to be a new map or something. New map? Okay, that's kind of a gimme. Oh, I'm so ready. What else? Barbarian buff. Hello, Gov. Shadow One Peg. Indeed. Everyone give One Peg a follow. If you're not following One Peg, no quivers. Thank you. Perfect. No quivers. Space whales. Oh, we also want an apology tracker. We want an apology tracker. Right? We're tracking apologies. I want to track apologies. We are sorry. Okay? But this, we're going to put this in another font here. Garage. We're sorry. And here. I'm not used to having my Illustrator all contorted like so. We're sorry, guys. We're sorry. Something about miscommunication or translation error. I like that. That's very good. I like that. That's very good. We're sorry. Okay. And we're going to put that in gray. We're tracking sorries. Ant form. No quivers. Apology tracker goes hard. We don't want to say too much. We don't want to say too much. I like that. That makes sense to me. Where was it? Something about miscommunication or translation error. I'm going to say apology. Sorry about Arena. Sorry about Arena. Okay. How many bottles of water does he go through? New cool quests. New cool quests. I like it. What I don't like is how much line spacing there is here. I want a little less line spacing. Cool. We're sorry. What was I gonna say? We could track the number of times. Cup sips. Sippy cup. Sippy cup. I imagine there'll be something related to this. We'll find out. A little sippy cup, okay? We'll count the sippy cups. Don't forget to save. Thank you. We're sorry and sippy cup. Put this here so we can see it. Removal of core feature. Interesting. Saving. New cool quests. Addressing player frustration. We'll put that in quotes. Addressing player... Yeah, right. Frustration. Addressing player frustration. Social hub delayed. New boss, maybe? Do you think there'll be a new boss? New map, new boss? Kind of goes hand in hand. Underwhelming surprise at the end. Monk what, Ranger? Or Denon? Monk what? Yes, monk or no monk? Space actually confirmed. I love that. Space map actually confirmed. And a little broken heart emoji, right? No new gear. Will they be announcing that though? Announcement, guys. There's no new gear. How will we know that? Removal of core feature. New perks and skills. Yes. New perks and skills. Not announcement, rather they will not announce any gear. Or have I misunderstood the bingo? We're trying to identify things that they are likely to say or not say. It's kind of like, it's just a chance for us to meme on the typical Ironmace things, like no quivers ever, right? When do they go live? Apparently 9 o'clock. Something that invalidates a previous feature that they were excited about. Can you give me an example? That's not exactly like a succinct bingo square. He finally finished. It was like a multi-day birthday steak. They go live in soon, like now. We need to hurry up. New map. Sorry counter. We don't want to say too much. Bow crossbow rework. Interesting. Bow or crossbow rework. I'm going to say blocking mentioned. Blocking mentioned. Office renovation picks. Perfect. So that's a perfect square. That's a perfect square. Office renovation picks. And we say didn't ask. We didn't ask. And yet, oh my god. Holy F. We didn't ask. Let me do this. I want this guy. Okay. Exit with children. Ooh. I wish. Red portal rework. Red portals rework. Meta fix. Lawsuit mentioned. Lawsuit mentioned. Very good. Very good. 0 to hero high roller. Zero to hero high roller. Something about arena. Sorry about arena. Arena rewards. I haven't thought about Dark and Darker in so long, guys. I'm bad at this because I do not care about this game. Terrence Yap for 10 minutes. Uh-huh. Unrestrained Terrence Yap. Did I spell that right? Unrestrained. How do you spell unrestrained? Help me out. How do you spell unrestrained? New titles for map. Thank you very much. Uncomfortable laugh. I like it. I like it. Very good. Uncomfy laugh. Uncomfy laugh. Grayson appearance. Perfect. Very good. Very good. Grayson appearance. Yeah, meeting cut short. Perfect. Welp, gotta go. Welp, gotta go. Two more. We're getting close. Technical issues. And then what about something like they reveal some new skins, or they do like a cosmetic reveal? I'm gonna say. Blend visible confusion. No, it's gonna happen. Cosmetic reveal. New cosmetic revealer teaser. Here we go. Here we go. Something just needs SDF to look at it. That's very good as well. That's very good as well.
Deactivate. There.
I will adjust his volume momentarily. Do we want to swap any of these out? Something involving money. That's kind of lawsuit mentioned.
A donation from the devoted.
Dad mouse pads. W bingo chart. Excellent. Mateo, look what I'm eating. What is this? Is that a giant ladyfinger biscuit? Yes. Mateo, do you know about this?
I think I'm just going to delete it.
Apparently, these are known only as S cookies. S cookies. They're hyper Italian, apparently. They're so good.
Somebody hit the nut button again and see if it plays.
Nut. Not the ladyfingers. Ladies' finger biscuits? Okay. We're tracking this. Okay. We're also tracking over apology. We're also tracking potentially sippy cup.
Hello.
Hey.
Okay.
What's going on?
Can you hear us?
Oh, they're in.
우리 안 들렸는데 원팩 뭐 말하고 있는데.
We're here.
Hello.
Hello.
One sec, boy.
I can't make that any louder.
Hello.
Okay, can you hear us? Hello?
Yeah.
Biscotti,
We're
ASA when it's in S shape. S biscuits.
Our camera is malfunctioning.
My camera's not working.
We're trying to do technical
Technical, he said it. Technical issues.
shooting.
Technical issues. We heard it.
I don't know why there's like this weird
Camera not working. He literally said technical issues. We're off. We're off the ground, guys.
None.
I wonder if I can do this.
Wait, why didn't that save? None.
This looks better.
Background. All right, that's better.
That looks
Yeah,
better.
Chat off.
We throw that behind. Technical issues.
Oh wait, I gotta switch to this.
Yeah, good. I like this.
What
Look
up,
how
guys?
good this
How's
looks.
things?
This looks good, doesn't it?
Failed to start camera. Try again.
Failed to start camera. Try again.
Yeah. 안 꺾었어요. 아이고.
Okay, that's as loud as he gets.
Okay. I think our camera's broken.
I think our camera's
Camera's
broken.
broken?
Shut up, dudes.
Oh, I don't know. It's not working.
Shut up, dudes.
Can you hear us though?
Yeah,
I can
we
hear
you.
you.
Chat, you guys can hear him, right?
I think our camera is broken.
We have to start. Yeah.
Get ready.
Chad's saying the camera guy must have quit.
The camera guy quit.
No, he's still here.
I'm gonna chirp. I'm gonna
guy's
chirp
still
like a little bitch, guys. If you don't want to hear me make terrible jokes and make fun of these people, these grown men, okay? I'm gonna mock them relentlessly, openly. If you don't want to hear me mock them, leave the fucking stream right now. Do not be here. This is not where you're gonna get information. We're here to shit on these people from a distance, okay?
The camera.
That's what we're here for. If you don't want to hear that,
Obviously.
leave.
there's Issues.
I'm saying it now.
Teething issues. So.
Because some people are like, can you stop talking? I want to hear what they're saying. And I'm like, oh, yeah, why, yada. Right? Well, a good one for the board would have been SDF yapping in Korean to Terry with no explanation. That's also a good one. Any vetoes? Any vetoes
You
here?
got to turn off all these alerts. So
Any
that, like,
vetoes?
you know, stuff
Evil
doesn't end
Blinn.
up getting missed.
More just kind of like fed up, right? Fed up. Stop swearing my mom's watching on the big screen.
Yeah,
Are
we
you
just
kidding?
turned off the camera.
Dear Fart's mom, thank you for all the subscriptions.
Get to miss out on.
Dear Fart's mom, check your credit card balance. Because oh, we love Fart. Fart is a cherished member of this community. I'll have you know, Mom. I'll have you know. I'll speak very highly of Fart. Flinging shit from a distance. It's true. From the safety of our little community here, right? We love you, Fart's mom.
All right, so
So,
well, it sounds like there's going to be a little bit of an echo, but
what's up?
we
What
got
a weird
questions,
sentence.
and then obviously chat's going to be asking some.
No fucking camera.
We always kind of start off this thing the same way. And I guess my first question is, how do you guys feel like this season went for you?
Mm-hmm.
이 첫 번째 AG는 시즌 어떤지.
안 좋았죠.
He says it was bad.
It was
Said
bad.
this season was bad.
Well, it was yeah, it wasn't.
그래프는 우리가 원하는 대로.
Season was
Okay,
bad.
So he says yeah, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't good. In terms of like the user graph, how it looks in terms of the grade.
Mhm.
Yeah, it came out how expected. So
It came out, but how expected.
원하는 거는 많이 못 맞춰주는 시즌이었어요. 제가 생각할 때.
yeah, expectations. Yeah, it was a miss.
It was a miss.
Yeah, it was a miss. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah. 어떻게 이제 유저들 원하는 거를 어떤 거
Missed expectations.
이제 우리가 기대한 걸 못한 거가 그러니까 왜 안 좋은지.
Can you explain the depth and breadth of this season's suckage? Oh, there we go.
어떻게 하려고
Hey, camera works. Nice.
guy. Yeah,
Thank you.
there it is. We see
Yeah,
the
is that
cup.
better in volume?
We see
Is
the
that better
cup.
for them?
We see it. We're tracking Sories. We're tracking Sippy Cup.
So
그래서 뭐 캐주얼 플레이어도 핫코어 플레이어도
We're tracking these things.
뭐 이렇게 구분하는 게 좀 이상하긴 하지만
yeah.
그러니까 다 각자 좀 만족하지 못한 시즌, 뭐 불만들이 좀 많이 있었어요. 그런 시즌.
So yeah, in terms of like the balancing, and then in terms of like the systems that support like hardcore players or the more casual players, is that it wasn't made to satisfy either. So I think, you know, there was just a lot of criticisms on both sides.
네, 그리고 우리는 이제 게더링 홀이라든지 딜레이는
Interesting.
되게 많았고.
Yeah, and then the other thing was like you know, there's
Enemy
big,
Cup.
big features
Enemy
that
Cup
was
spotted.
supposed to come out that are delayed.
Features supposed to come out were delayed.
In terms of that, it's like, oh, it was disappointing.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
How do you guys feel like the HR water map went?
I don't
I like
know
it.
the 물매.
전 좋아요 개인적으로.
So that's the
그거를
yeah.
이제
Okay.
무조건 강제로 하게 하는 건 되게 안 좋아. 랜덤 뭐 옛날에 우리가 했었던.
Random.
그러니까 HR이 랜덤이었을 때 이제
Ah,
워터맵을 뭐 무조건 해야 된다 이렇게 하는 게 되게 안 좋았을 뿐.
okay. So he's there's two. So personally, he likes the roller.
50 X3Ds
Fuck.
and 40 90s, and
He does say that you know, when making high roller be just random maps, that was a mistake. You know, so which was rectified later on, where you were able to actually select the maps. You know,
right.
and so
Yeah, I think that was received a lot better.
High roller.
Yeah.
Was a mistake.
Okay. SDF mentioned a while ago that you guys felt like your development process was rushed, which made it hard to implement things because of rushed coding. Is that something you guys feel like you've made progress on? Or is that still like a goal that you're
Yeah.
working to try and fix?
Progress on tech backlog.
우리가 테크니컬 뎁 엄청
Technical
높잖아요.
debt.
프로그램이 엄청 빨리 만들었으니까요.
네.
그래서 그것 때문에 이제 문제
엄청
많으니까요.
많죠.
You feel
그래서
like-
우리가 그거를 이제 조금 해결했는지 뭐 좋아졌는지.
좋아지고
예.
있죠. 좋아지고 있고.
So he's saying, yeah, it is improving,
네, 근데
Improving.
어느 정도는 아니고. 아직.
but not up to the quality that, you know,
그러니까 예를 들면
he wants. Yeah. So for example,
우리가
But I still suck.
Yeah, so-
정확히는 안 하는 거지만
My job.
그
so he's going to go into the specific example of the quiver.
Now the
you know,
quiver.
is one of the, you know,
Yeah.
this ties into that technical debt.
'Cause every other game can do it.
1년 걸쳐서 리팩토링 했는데도 그냥 제가 볼 때는 페일 됐어요. 그래서 그
So-
에디셔널 백팩 이런 걸 만드는 게 지금 거의
예.
쉽지 않은
음흠.
상태고.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, this is like a specific example, is that, you know, we had the inventory guy. He worked on refactoring just the inventory system itself, because it is really complex, right?
Mhm.
And it was supposed to improve the efficiency and make it more flexible for us, but the overall, you know, the actual scorecard after, you know, using it now, and trying to get new features implemented into it, integrated into it, is that, oh, that was a fail, right? And so things like this is, hey, there was a year investment into this. It didn't get us,
Yes.
It didn't move us forward.
It didn't move us forward.
And it actually hindered us in doing things that we wanted, like expanding out, because, there was assumptions about like, oh, this system will make it easier, make it quicker. So there's all these things that are very kind of tied in. I think.
그래서 예를 들면 이번에 우리가 바바리안한테 양손 무기를 양손에 들게 해주는 거 그런 걸 하고 싶었는데 이제 인벤토리 시스템 때문에 그걸 못했어요. 네.
So like more inventory. So we call it the inventory system. It's not just the inventory, right? It's basically your player controller. So in the game engine, is you have your player controller and you have all your items and all.
I love my items.
To your player controller.
I have so many items.
So one of the things he's talking about, like this time, we're working on new perks and skills for the barbarian.
New perks and skills for the barbarian.
And a bare hand kind of perk.
Bare hand perk.
Because of this, we hit that wall again with the
buff barbarian,
going
right?
Back into the player. So the player controller inventory system, let's call it that, because it's that complex.
Player controller inventory
like,
system.
Oh man! So if we you would think it would be very simple. Hey, we could just remove these items and then, but there was all sorts of this side effects that are coming out because of this. I think another big side effects is
who the F wants to punch?
They call it like the legal ESP,
you have
right?
Access.
And this is also
magical items
tied in with the inventory system.
I punch.
그래서 키버 같은 것들이 이제 잘 안 나오고 있었던 건데
My
이
God.
시스템을 완전히 리팩토링 하려면 지금 이제 저희 팀의 에이스 분들이 붙어서 좀 봐야 돼서 몇 달 동안 봐야 돼서 그러면 이제 다른 게 멈추니까 지금은 거기에 코스트를 못 쓰고 있었던 상태예요. 그래서 이번에는 그냥 플레이어들이 가장
The player control inventory system is basically impossible to edit or improve.
가장 쉬운
Okay?
방식으로 하지만
Forget the fact that like three kids in Brazil
when people come within range
figured out
when you said legal ESP?
Yeah, that's
legal ESP.
Okay.
that is that's
what?
That's a direct link to the player inventory system. That's a side effect that comes out of that. So trying to fix all this is going back and going through this huge amount of code that that was invested in for 1 year, right? And taking all this apart. So the reason is when we wanted to make the like even for the quiver, right? Is like, oh, how do we make the quiver without having it have these knock-on effects that makes the legal ESP worse, all the stuff, right? So it basically comes down to, okay, we have to refactor again the inventory system,
even though we added a
ways to
sash,
kind of like hack our system.
How do we make a quiver?
And we're trying to, it was basically like, oh, we're
spaghetti code. What is a quiver?
Let's get our top guys.
Impossible to edit, bro. You made it. What do you mean?
Redoing the inventory system.
I can hear that in Chaos's voice, actually.
If that happens, everything else comes.
Bro, you made it. What do you mean?
Right? So the recent decision is, okay, we're going to try to figure out how to rehack our.
I don't know anything about the engine,
and just
so you could be completely right.
Get more features out, even though it's pretty janky right now. So like the quiver system that's coming out this time is going to be just a simplified version on top of the current inventory system. So we were trying to use the quiver as, hey, this is our opportunity to go deep into the code and tear out and figure out and remake the inventory. But that's a huge
만족스럽진 않아요. 이거를 우리가 너무 하루 만에 키워드 만들었기 때문에 그거는 정말 원하지 않는 방식이었지만.
Is this kind of an unrestrained yap? I feel like
원하고 그리고 있으면 실제로 도움이.
One Peg's giving him a lot of rope. One Peg looks over it.
So
One Peg is thinking about court next week, right?
So
One Peg
taking a long time. We're
he's not
quiver, but then the reason on the tip of the iceberg is the quiver. But what we really wanted to do is go deep in and fix this entire inventory system.
Yeah.
Right now, the quiver that's coming out is we just added a little flag on top of the current iceberg, right? So he's
on top of the iceberg.
He's not very satisfied with it because that was not what he originally wanted to do.
Iceberg straight ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
whatever.
is the
I don't
inventory
fucking care.
Is the inventory system coming along? Is that kind of like where we're at now, or are you saying
Why is
it
one
still
peg in
needs
court? I don't know.
work?
He's talked about it before. He goes to court.
Yeah, inventory
I don't know.
시스템은 지금 멈춰 있는 거죠.
He's
Yeah,
I
it's not
I can't
whole.
stream tomorrow, guys. I got
Yeah.
court.
Okay.
So
What, you don't hang out in one peg stream, Demna? Come on, man.
올해 안에는 그래도 좋은 결과 있지 않을까
Come on, man.
so he's
만들어야 돼요.
Yeah.
올해 안에는 정리해야 돼요.
it's on hold.
Okay.
It's not. Yeah.
빅 debt.
Yeah.
So like you said, the original question is about the technical debt.
Yeah.
You know,
It looks
are-
like SDF's
is it
hoodie
getting cleared up.
is also his pants.
So it's yes and no.
It's like a one
right?
piece
So we're doing
hoodie pant
more
combo.
investigation into
You know,
it.
it's got like the little button,
And,
the
you
butt
know, so
flap.
the other
right?
issue is that
On hold for
the
what?
person that actually made it is no longer here, right? So it's like we're trying to figure out what's going on under the hood too, right?
Yeah.
So,
What is going on under the hood?
yeah. So there are things like this is
On hold
are
until we
critical systems that are heavily integrated that are not
Get
that are
in.
on hold, and so it's
until we can
but at the
get
same time
an
it's the
idea
expectation
of
you want everyone wants new features, new
everybody
voice
wants new
flavors. It's like,
features.
okay,
Everybody
now we're just delicately
wants
placing it on top of
new
balancing these little rocks playing Jenga again.
Is that-
So I think
Is that like lag
mixed
hit?
bag.
Is that little like lag hiccup when players are coming into range? Is that also contributing to like the netcode issues that people experience sometimes with like the little delays trying to block arrows and people swings and all that?
netcode.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's it's pretty. It goes down to the core, right? It goes down to
It goes
server
down to the
performance,
core.
It goes down to, and that's why we But this is just one of the really complex systems.
Right.
So
Mhm.
Okay.
This is just but
Um,
one of our incredibly complex systems.
Is
Uncomfy lab
all right,
check.
well, okay, so let's I
More
guess
sippy?
shift a little bit toward like more game mechanics related stuff. How do you
It's just-
guys feel about like the current like game mode count, queue count? Like is gear in the game the where you want it to be?
Don't ask too many questions. Ask one question.
게임 모드가
네, 그거 그냥 뭐 대님이 그냥 설명해주면 되겠다. 뭐 우리
What was the question even?
큐
That was like
신경 안 써.
3 half questions.
우리 신경 안 써. 뭐 어느 정도 쓰지만 우리가 생각하는 거는
Egg is hilarious.
네, 근데 지금 시점에서는 어느 정도 많을 수밖에 없다라고 우리는 결론을
Only
내린 거예요.
try
그러니까 왜냐면 지금
to
현재 기업
realize
앱이
there is no spoon,
우리가 게임 모드를
right?
줄이기 위해서 다분히 노력했지만
Don't try to bend the
정말
spoon.
많은 노력을 했지만
That's
현재
impossible.
기업 앱에서
Only
최소한
try
뭐
to
노멀 하려고
realize
그리고 뭐 PVE까지 하면 뭐 이런
there
것들은
is
유지할
no
수밖에
spoon.
없다. 그리고 솔로 듀오 트리오도 유지할 수밖에 없다. 이렇게 결론을 냈기 때문에 어느 정도 많은 큐는 가지고 간다.
Yeah.
그렇게
Okay.
생각하고
So
있는 거죠.
yeah. So he's talking about
완전히
the-
줄일 수 없다.
So the queue count. So the game mode queues is that we understand that there's too many, right? So, and it's directly related
Spoon.
to the gear gap. Yeah.
Okay.
Gear gap?
At the
What?
same time, so they're doing work on kind of balance. I guess
Gear gap?
rebalancing some of the gear gap. Trying to reduce it a little bit, but at the same time, the gear gap also has to do with like how good loot feels, right, and the loot progression. And so we have to be very careful about like not doing, hey, this semi-white where it's like, okay, there's very little gear gap, but at the same time, it has huge detrimental effect on item progression feel. And so it's that balance of like, okay, having a wide enough gear gap, but being
This
able to place it,
is a giant ladyfinger biscuit.
split it up with the game modes where you don't feel like, oh, this is an impossible task. I think that's somewhere we kind of failed this previous season, is that the gear gap, especially with some of the like we removed some of the things that you could do with the gem socketing. It made it so the time commitment to get the top end gear.
그래서 전 이걸 설명해 주는 게 좋을 것 같아요. 우리가 이제 그 게이팅 시스템 만든 거랑
Yeah.
그리고
okay.
그리고 우리가 이제 이번 시즌에서 하고 싶은 어쨌든 기어 갭을 완전히 없애는 거는 아이템을 먹는 맛이 없어지니까 그건 좋은 게 아닌 거고 우리가 여태까지 많은 실험을 했잖아. 그래서 우리가 원하는 건 시즌 프로그레션이 있을 때 게임을 이제 시즌 동안에 좀 많이 했을 때 이 하방을 올려주는 형태로 쫓아갈 수 있게 만들어주는 게 우리가 하고 싶은 목표잖아요.
Snack on your own
그걸 좀
fingers.
Yeah. So basically, it goes into he wants to explain kind of the thinking behind the upcoming season. Some of the big changes are gonna you're
big
gonna see in
changes.
the season 8, early access season 8 is
Big changes.
so because we think that that kind of feeling of item progression, just overall progression, and then the jumps between the gear gaps and how they're connected with the mode is like those are the things that we kind of fell on our face this last season. Is that's the stuff that we've been working on for this upcoming season, is to get that smooth out, make it feel like you have the right type of you are feeling some kind of progress, and kind of help if you commit the time into the game, is you feel like, hey, you're making progress, and on the lower end of this, the gear power gap, is that investment in time is helping you keep up. And so that's the stuff that we've been working on. In terms of like the game modes too, is that yeah, you're right, it's there are too many, right? And I think even this last season we kind of try to expand even more modes, right? So one of the big things is that like he's gonna share like one of the
Here we go.
but
He said so much and nothing.
There is an effort to like try to reduce some of the game modes. So one of the things that it was an experiment, it didn't work out well at all, was the high roller adventure mode. So that's going to be removed. It actually went out there. Our numbers, it was the worst amount of engagement ever.
Yeah.
Okay.
With any new game mode.
Yeah.
It kept on going down.
Yeah.
So it's just like like
because the mobs suck.
Heroes, when we put that out, it was like it started kind of slow, and it kept on going up, and now it's like a pretty substantial group.
Yeah, it's that's my favorite game mode. I love playing that game mode.
This is so, bro. Did not answer the question. I'm going. He's been. Took
a look at it. It's like, oh, okay.
He's been yapping. No one fucking knows what he's saying.
Where can we cut some of that? So that's kind of removed. And then also, I think he's sharing a screenshot. So this is kind of trying to guide people, get people to, make the maps and
I'll pull it up. You guys can keep talking. I'll pull the
mode.
The mode?
Yeah,
what?
So to make the maps and the modes feel like you're making progression. So a lot of the stuff that it's going to be stuff that you're going to feel, done in the dungeon itself. Is like making the game feel like there's more POIs. It's kind of more bumpy in terms of like the tension and the
more POIs. What is this?
One of the things for our game is that we have a high level of tension.
Normal campaigns
for most of the overall map. At the same time,
special battle modes,
pretty homogeneous. So it's like you don't have really huge.
The fire deep
points of interest
underneath the goblin caves.
And
bosses.
That's about it.
So you're looking at adding ranks for people to access maps, like certain maps.
No.
So yeah, we're gonna lock behind. Okay, so if you look at it, it's basically the adventure rank.
Yeah, you're looking at locking it behind adventure ranks. Okay.
Yeah. So
but
basically we're gonna make it
workshops.
So everyone could do the adventure rank.
Merchants and workshops. You get to build wooden chairs, wooden tables for a social space. They'll come out in 2029.
And then for the upper echelons of the adventure rank, you still have to go to the high rollers. But
I hear you, Newport. I hear you. What?
Yeah.
Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
Is
My
this going to
friend.
be? I'm guessing this is like a placeholder image. So is it going to be tiered? Like, are the maps going to be progressive, or is it all opening up at Apprentice 3?
So we have the ability to do it progressive, but I think this time we're just gonna test it out with all at Apprentice 3
Build
where
a chair
the normal
to chuck at people.
high
The
roller
barbarian
opens
with his
all
bare
up
hands
at,
gets to pick up all
Thunder.
furniture with no penalty,
Okay.
right? And he can throw
So
tables.
does that
he
mean
can
you're
throw
tuning this too?
cabinets.
So like in normal
right?
dungeons, you can get, like this says, you can get up AP.
The barbarian
up to Wanderer 1.
has bare hands,
Is it
and
going
then
to
you
be the
pick
same
up
level of
wooden
adventure
planks.
point, like
right?
reward earnings that you could get in HR if you're running like normal mode? Is it the same point system regardless?
And you use the planks like a
Yes,
club, but it's not a
the
club,
same.
right?
We
A
have
club
it,
is
you know,
round, and the planks are
very-
like
So if
rectilinear.
you're familiar with the current adventure rank, you're familiar with it's gonna feel pretty much the same, except now you could do it in the normal modes, right?
Barb should get improvised weapons.
피할이 있을 뿐.
Does this mean that you're
So
keeping
it's-
the PvE high roller stuff, or are you getting rid of it?
No, they're getting rid of it.
No, get rid.
Yeah, we're getting rid of the
Getting rid-
PvE high rollers.
PvE high rollers going
That
on.
had very low engagement, and engagement kept on dropping
The
off.
planks are
Okay.
also
I think
flat.
I misheard you before. All right.
Completely different weapon. Exactly. It's completely different.
Let me
It's like it's a two-handed plank instead of a one-handed club, guys. It's completely different. You make a club on a lathe, okay? You make a plank
let's
with a
see.
saw. Idiots. Can't believe you don't understand the difference
Okay, so at the
between a
beginning of the
club and a
season, you
plank.
had this function that was surrounded with like queue times, meaning that you would hold a queue
Metal pipe.
for people to get into a match, trying to see if it's going to fill up
A 3D
based
club.
on like
They just
you know,
flatten it.
I guess
They just
population factors
squish
on
the
a,
mesh.
on a certain server.
It's more
Is that still going to
ovacular,
be a thing
right?
that's
It's a more
on
ovacular club.
in the next season, or did you guys
Cutting
do
board
away
with
that?
handle.
So that's
Guys, we're
something that we
shitting
can
all over this,
control.
okay?
Okay.
We're not taking this seriously. If you want to take this seriously, go to One Peg's chat.
So that's
We're going
something
to
we
be
could control
yapping.
on our end,
We're not. We're only half
in real
listening.
time. We could
We're
turn it
making
off
fun.
and on.
Don't get upset.
So it has to do more with player population and the flow. So I think when the player
The flow,
population's low, we
right?
have to turn it off. Otherwise, you're waiting for no reason, anyways, right? It's gonna be so. It's one of our tools to try to combat.
Let's-
if when there's a lot of people in the matchmaking pool, is to try to combat teaming, right? So it makes it harder for you to time, all going in together.
Oh,
So
makes it
it's
harder to
something that
time.
We could utilize
All going in
anytime,
together.
But again, it's just going to be dependent upon how many players there are in the active player pool.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I mean that's pretty much why we turned it off and on.
Okay. All right. So earlier, I guess yesterday for you guys, you mentioned in Vincent's chat that Goblin Recovery was changing. How is it changing?
Oh, pardon?
Goblin recovery
What
is
is changing?
changing.
Goblin Recovery, the insurance.
How is it changing?
Oh
고
yeah. So again, this goes back to trying to build up the baseline, right, through progression, right, through and so I think one of the things is we want to make it so even the Goblin Recovery is something that you could start investing your time into to build up your affinity, and you could start getting some type of security by doing the Goblin Quest, right?
I guess.
So it's basically we shut
It's
off.
kind of
the
what I imagine
Goblin
SDF
Recovery
is wearing.
for- What is it?
Right. He's just kind of like,
normal, right?
네, 이제 다 켤 거예요.
Yeah, but we're gonna turn it on, and then through the Goblin Quest, you could actually
maybe he's got little
improve
sock
your,
feet,
odds of
right?
Returning late.
the returning rate of items through the Goblin Recovery.
Okay.
Okay.
So the idea
So-
is to allow, are you allowing for it in like all game modes?
Yes.
Okay.
Goblin
And then-
recovery is
So
back.
it'll be in all modes.
Yes.
Right now, it's only in the PVE, right?
Right. Right
So-
now it's only in PvE. Right. So you're going to somebody goes into HR, I don't know, 100,000 gold kit, whatever. they can still get it back on insurance.
So they won't get the entire thing back, right?
Oh.
And then the amount of it that they get back is based on how much affinity they have with the goblin.
So you have to build
Oh.
affinity with Goblin, and is it an RNG thing,
And then,
or do
It's
you
kind of
like
what I
pick which
imagine
items
his
you're
thing is
gonna
looking
insure?
like, right?
no, it's the RNG. It's a percentage, right? So right now we could easily set that right now already.
Okay.
The original goblin recovery.
Yeah, there was
based
always
on
a chance that you would lose.
It's
stuff
kind of what I imagine
before when it
that
gets
SDF is
built
wearing.
into it.
you build it up is you improve, so you get more and more of your setback, right?
Right.
Okay,
That's
Goblin
not big.
Affinity.
So, is there a possibility of getting the Goblin Merchant to 100%?
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah, SDF thinks that you could eventually get it to 100%.
Okay.
왜냐면 이번 시즌은 어쨌든 서플라이를 우리가 충분히 주는 게 목표니까 그걸
And the amount you get
통해서
back is based on your merchant affinity.
So
Okay.
this goes back to like
Sad little
you
nub.
know, supporting up the bottom end is that right now one of the kind of the key words for this upcoming season
Okay.
is to kind of induce a little bit of item inflation rather than gold inflation. So
Induce
it's gonna
item
have a
inflation instead of gold
deflationary
inflation.
effect on the gold
Induce
and
item
you know, I
inflation
think that has to do
instead
with
of
the-
gold
the
inflation. What the
minimum
fuck
time
does that mean?
commitment to compete at the very upper end.
Allow people to compete?
That's why we're trying to make it a little bit like when you do have these setbacks, have the setbacks be a little bit softer.
And
Setbacks are a
is-
bit softer.
like, is the void, like, you know, like the bottomless pit and ice abyss and that kind of stuff, is that
What?
going to like provide goblin recovery, or is that still not?
still
going
on
to
goblin
some of the
recovery.
items?
그러니까 떨어지면 보이 같은 거 하면 이제 거분 recovery
아,
그거
그건
해줄
이제
거예요.
PVE에서는 해주고
Yeah, so
다른
we
데서는
we
무슨 말이야.
specifically
Terry's like, this fucking
have-
guy still asking about goblin recovery.
so
Can you
on
just talk more about
PvE,
that? Right.
it'll still recover, but on PvP because we know
Sad
that
little nub.
people.
I mean, guys will grieve
kind
on
of-
purpose for sure. Yeah.
So this is what it
So
feels like.
If you do that,
right?
it's 100% chance of you losing your items, right?
Okay.
So it's based on those kind of incentives, yeah.
그래서 플레이어 서포트하는 거 이제 설명하고 있으니까 설명해주고 싶은지.
There he is.
Yeah. So 먼저 들어보고요.
아, 오케이.
Eh?
Yeah.
Eh? The hair is spot on. Thank you. Now I got a little blueberry yogurt.
And then
Got a little blueberry yogurt.
you have
Mm.
there's like this overarching meta, and you've already made, I guess, comments on this in Vincent's stream as well in the last, 12 hours, talking about like how you're going to be modifying like an awful lot with like movement mechanics and the ratting and that kind of stuff.
Big
I
changes
guess-
to
We can just go down the list for stuff like druids and
ratting?
rogues ratting gear. How is that changing? Because we've been getting told, I guess, that it's changing, but we don't know how.
how is this changing?
까마귀 로고도 많잖아요. 그러니까 주님이 그
네,
빈센에서
제가
말한
말한
거는
거는 크로우 플레이가 없어질 거라고 얘기한 게 아니라 그 immediately 할 수 있는 그래서 이제
so he's saying okay, so yeah, he says he didn't say that it's gonna get rid of ratting play. What he was saying is
immediately shapeshift with shapeshift mastery.
Oh,
yeah. So what he's saying is that one of the big things was with
There will be no
the druids is that he's getting rid of the immediate shapeshift.
no
그것도
more
없어지고,
instant
타임
transform.
디스토션 그 소설업 거 있잖아요. 그 시간 왜곡 그것도 즉시 지원은 이제 없어질 거예요.
And then he's also getting rid of the
그리고-
instant casting with the time
네,
distortion.
그리고
sorcerer.
무한하게 체력을 채울 수 없을 거예요.
And there's going to be a big change to the warlock where they're not going to be able to infinitely have, raise their health.
네, 그래서
Yeah.
이건 이제 우리 디자인 철학을 조금 바꾸고 있는.
So
So
he's
you mean
saying
they're
this
Holy
is
fuck.
No, so 그 얘기해도 돼요.
네.
So-
Leftovers.
Yeah, so
Oh.
it's basically warlocks, they're only going to be able to recover up to the recoverable health. You know the
네, 그래서 워락은 이제 그냥 스펠만 쓰고 있을 때는
You're 2
채울 수
years
있겠지만
too late.
피해를 입으면
yeah. So
그거는 이제
as long as they don't take extra damage and the damage.
They
from their
sound
own
like good
spells,
changes. They
can,
do.
get that all back, right? But if they take external damage, then now the top limit is limited.
So any of
right?
the damage
So-
that they take themselves from their own spells will all be considered recoverable health. But if they get hit by
Yes.
anything, if they take damage from any outside source,
That
they
reduces
can
their
only fill
recoverable
up to the
health.
top of the
Then that
recoverable
can be-
health bar from their own like healing ability.
Yes.
So you have to drink health pots.
Yes. Yes. So basically what he's saying is that
Hi.
now
Hi.
he has a new kind of philosophy for the class design, right? So the original was like,
Now
hey,
that the game is almost dead.
yeah,
뾰족하고 이런 것들을
he
이제
wanted to be very, very sharp, very, he wanted, he comes from wanting to build like a roguelike, right?
네,
And
그런
making, yeah.
Does that apply to
그거
life
자체로-
drain too?
그 라이프 드레인도 똑같아요.
그건 아니에요.
New
he says-
perspective
he says
on
life drain,
class.
that's a special, you know.
Okay, so
Design.
it's just torture mastery stuff.
Yeah, the torture
Yes,
mastery.
okay.
Yes, yeah. But going back to his change in thought of overall class design is that originally it was supposed to be like like a roguelike game. You can build these like superheroes, but because of the PvP aspects and then the negative effects that has on the other player is that, and because there's a lot of cracks that are coming out and trying to patch each individual crack one by one, he's like, oh, okay. So he's kind of changed his overall, thought process on class balance. Is like, okay, that kind of just going for, these super builds
그래서 더
is,
쉬운 밸런스로 가는 거고 그래서 어떤 사람들은 더 재밌을 거고 어떤 사람들은 이제 더 재미없을 거고 그냥 그렇게 될 거지만 뭐
Does that
전체적으로는 더
does that mean that torture mastery is being changed
Oh,
so that it
God.
doesn't have as much of a health cost on
It's
the
a
casting?
bigger question. It's a bigger question than this.
그러니까 torture mastery.
아, 그대로요. 네. 근데 거기는 이제 조절이 될 수
Does-
있어요.
Does one peg
So he says
main
right
warlock?
now it's the same. These are things that he's willing to tweak.
네, 이번 주
It's a
그냥 난리 날 거예요. 아예 그냥
So he's saying
인생
that when the season starts, the balance of the classes is gonna be crazy.
네.
when the
그러니까
season starts,
다 바꿔야 되고요.
Yeah.
the balance of the classes
So he's
is
saying, everything
going
is
to
gonna
be
up in the
crazy.
air. You're gonna have
up
to relearn,
in the air.
rethink
well,
about
To relearn
네.
what you knew
rethink
before.
about
이 게임에 불필요한
what
게 있었던
you
잘한
knew
이해를 해야 되는 행동들.
before.
그런 것들이 이제
Didn't they
뉴플레이어들이
say
왔을 때
that they got all that shit? You know, this is interesting, but
막고 있기 때문에
oh,
그런
that,
이제 뭐 예를 들어 모든 액션에 다 점프를 해야 된다거나
he does main the warlock.
너무 느리다거나 뭐
Yeah, so
이런
he's
것들은
saying
다
that there's other substantial changes that have been made to the I guess movement player actions in the game to make it just more I guess more easier to understand. So he's saying like, oh, okay, right now you have to always constantly jump to offset the movement slows from that we have on taking out items or
Right. And
weapons and
you
stuff.
mentioned something about jump spam not being as much of a thing anymore.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's been working, really
I'm feeling
deep
50%
into figuring
download
out,
game and try
okay,
it
how
out
to
again, and
reduce that,
50% can't be fucked until game is in such a good state
kind
that
of
I'm asked to come
lowering
back.
some of the negative effects of like the huge move penalties when you're moving backwards, and so he's working on a lot of stuff to make it just feel like it flows.
네, 뭐 예를 들면 그런 것도 있잖아요. 그러니까 무기를 더 빨리 넣기 위해서 유틸리티 아이템을 들고 다시 넣는 X를 눌러서
Yeah, and so
그런
trying to get rid of those kind of little if you know like those kind of
그런 트리키한
the tricky
스킬들 그런 거는 이제 없어야 된다. 그런 게 많으면 뉴 플레이어들이 와서 적응하기가 되게 힘들고 그럼 우리 게임 플레이어 베이스가 늘어나기 힘든 거야.
Yeah, so he's just trying to make it more, like your actions actually meet your expectations. Remove a lot of the, like the little tricks and stuff that only the super high end players really know. Like, oh, okay, when I'm switching out a weapon, is if I switch to a utility item and then switch, it actually reduces. It could save you that little, fraction of time and reduce that move speed penalty and stuff like that. Is like those things add up, and for new players that's totally counterintuitive, right? And so trying to remove those kind of things, it's like, oh, okay, if I put it away, it's just put it away, take it out. I don't need to go through these kind of weird combinations to get that maximum optimal output, right? That doesn't really make sense. So those are the kind of things that he's worked on to. So that's why he's saying is like all the stuff that is the player movement, the player kind of combat feel. These kind of sticky. It feels kind of sticky, right? Sometimes like that's why you're jumping all the time, right? It's like as soon as
it was meant to have a cost.
It's like you feel like you're stuck in place, right? And you're very vulnerable.
그게 우리 게임의 아이덴티티이기도 했지만
So he's saying that is part of that identity, but at the same time, that brings this kind of huge entry barrier, and at the same time, it's counterintuitive, right? So trying to make it more like, oh, okay, if I want to get around this, the game itself is about positioning too. So it's super important. It's like, oh, okay, maintaining that kind of momentum and speed is like, oh, why do I have to learn all these kind of tricks to be able to get around that, right? And so making it feel like you can still have those tools to reposition, but at the same time, you're not, jump spamming, you're not, multi-juggling,
네, 그리고 이제 또 하나 이 무먼트 메타를 보면서 가장 크게 해결하고 싶었던 거는 예를 들면 랜드마인 로그한테 처음에 이제 찔리기 시작했을 때 그냥 이제 죽어야 된다거나 이런 게 싫었고, 그다음에 뭐 가드를 하거나 공격을 하면
they have more to announce. They're not using one peg at all. It's interesting. They have things they want to say. They don't care that he's just a platform, right? This isn't a conversation. This is like a press. It's a press release, is what this is.
그런 것들을 다 정리해서 약간 좀 더 스킬 익스프레션이 좀 더 가능하게
one peg's face.
그렇게 만드는 게 지금 목표.
Yeah. So okay.
조금 어렵지만.
He's giving me a lot right now, so I'm trying to like condense it, but basically it's going down to like he really wanted to attack the movement meta, right, that head on, and so digging down into it is like, oh, okay, what's causing, why do people feel that the overwhelming need that, oh, I have to always max out my speed, right? Because it is essentially, our game is a game about positioning, and having that kind of movement speed advantage makes huge impact, right? But then what are the things that are amplifying those kind of penalties, right? And so that's the things that he's been trying to address.
Good, fucking good.
So he's talking about like there's a bunch of those kind of penalties stuck onto all different types of actions, and so all of that has been adjusted. That's why he's saying it's like, hey, when you go in, all the previous balance that was based on the previous player character movement system is a lot of it that's going to be upturned, right? Because now you're gonna feel like you have a lot more freedom about like where I move.
It's gonna feel more arcadey
when you're blocking. Yeah, it's like right now it's like, oh, you're in this like turtle mode, right?
He did say blocking.
You feel like sluggish, or when
he said blocking.
You're trying to parry. It's that you get very slowed down, and so it makes it like if you're against multiple adversaries and where you have to reposition, if you're doing this, it makes it very difficult. So we're giving you a little bit more freedom than when you're in those kind of stances.
Okay.
So
for more potential.
More potential, and then to take some of that weight off of the solution to every problem is just more movement speed. Right.
Oh.
Does that also mean that you're modifying the mechanics that allow classes to like dash? Because you have classes that are obviously more mobile than others.
어떤 클래스는 더 빠르잖아요.
갭클로저 갖고 있는.
그런 거는 뭐 바꾸는 거.
Ew, Juggalo class confirmed. Ew.
지금 이제 베이스 빌드한 거고.
Okay, so he's saying he built the base. He hasn't touched all that yet. But so I'm, he knows about like the classes that have like the the gap closing right now.
Always active hitboxes on players is a bad idea. They tried it for a playtest, but it was horribly abused by people with
the
a
other thing
pavis
is,
on their back.
So going in with this, his philosophy here changes is that every weapon from now on will have a block or a parry.
네, 그리고 블락은
Every weapon will have a block or a parry.
Blocking mentioned.
네, 그리고 블락 리액션이 있을 때도 다시 막을 수 있어요. 인피니트 블락도 가능하고.
Yeah, and so now the other thing is, as long as you, because blocking in our game is because it is target based, or you have to
Directional.
Or it's physics based, right? Is
Blocking
and
is
so
directional. You
we
can say
have
it.
that penalty is that even if you successfully block, and it's tough as it is that you also have a penalty is where you're kind of stuck in place and you're in this animation. Is that it's gonna blocking is going to be more substantial. It's going to have more advantages. You're not going to be stuck. He's saying like, oh yeah, you could do infinite blocking as long as you could, predict where they're hitting you.
여러 명이 때려도 다 막을 수 있게.
Holy F.
So yeah, one of the things is that he wants to, if this is a success, is that
Halberd
the
block.
guy that's really good is even multiple attackers. He could do block, 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 or block, parry, parry, parry. And then,
Are you guys hearing
Okay.
this? One Peg doesn't care
So you're
because
trying to
warlocks don't
reward
block.
more mechanical skill, but not necessarily just base it around like being able to run faster than other people.
Oh,
exactly.
oh,
Yeah.
guys.
Okay, glad we got through that. All
That's-
right, so we identified.
Oh,
Oh, wait,
guys.
hold on, let me see. I think we already asked this one.
One Peg.
okay. This is about like system design, but I think we kind of already covered this question. This was something that one of the other boys wanted to ask.
Oh.
Okay, Achilles lantern bug.
They're talking about broad
You can put Achilles
strokes.
strike on a lantern and throw the
They're
lantern.
talking about what the One
지금은
Peg.
그걸 중요하게 보진 않아요.
Oh, no shade, but also, dude, fucking listen.
팀이 있잖아요.
Okay, yeah. So he's saying, okay,
잘 봐주고 있고.
so he hasn't looked at that directly.
Uh.
There's a balance, actual balance team now. That
Paul.
the infamous Paul.
Yeah.
Paul. It's not SDF. Yeah. They get into arguments all the time, so it's not.
Slug bones.
But
It
there
does
is
sound
a
potentially good. We'll
balance
go
team,
over it
so
in a
he's
bit.
gonna
Yeah.
make sure that they know.
Stepping
about
away from
that
this
issue again to make sure
Massive
that
sea
it's
change,
best
this
work.
incredible overhaul to the movement and
Yeah.
combat foundation of the game.
So,
What about this
we
one
gotta give
particular
something.
issue with
Is
this
there
one
any
particular
other than,
ability
like, the
and item
movement-related
combo?
stuff and like the instant
Right?
cast stuff? Are we going to see like new skills, perks, abilities, spells
Yeah.
for any classes?
So
Only fighter and
yeah. So at the start, he wanted to do like an overhaul of the original set of classes because they're kind of getting a little bit long in the tooth compared to the newer ones that were coming out. So he started that, but right now for this update it starts with the fighter and the barbarian. So they're gonna
Fighter
get
and the Barbarian.
a lot more
그리고
kind of
Okay.
crazy skills.
네,
Crazy skills.
Okay.
로브랑 레인저는
Fighter and Barbarian.
And then his plan is during the season he's also gonna rework
Right,
or not rework. So add new perks and skills for the rogue and the ranger. So that's the plan for this season.
그 다음이 이제 클레리어 오브죠.
And then
And a
after
rogue and
that, it's the
ranger.
cleric and the wizard
Okay.
for season 9.
And then season 9 will be
All right.
Cleric Wizard, maybe?
So we are going to see like a whole bunch of new stuff for, I guess, fighter and barb, and then like toward the end of the
Yes.
season, the other two classes,
Rogue and the ranger.
rogue and ranger.
Yes.
Okay. Any like teaser ideas on like a skill or a perk or
보여주고 있어요? Okay.
영상을 찍었는데
You're able to throw rogues and smash them into the wall.
영상이어서
Dual wield
말로
rogues.
해주는 것 같아.
Just a rogue in each hand,
Pete
right?
is just loving life right now.
New perks and
yeah,
skills. You're
so,
absolutely right. You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
You're gonna see FPS view barbarian whirlwind.
FPS view Barbarian War. Spin to win, guys. Spin to
Yes.
win.
Okay.
It's huge fun and
Wait, is the whole camera gonna spin and everything when you're doing it?
Yes, one peg. That's what happens when you look.
FPS
You look through a
rolling,
first-person
so,
camera.
yeah,
That's
take
what it
that
looks
as-
like, one peg.
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
There is some, there's actually some skill involved when you're
It's so fun.
There's some skill involved when you're
To land
potentially
it,
making
so-
yourself
All right.
sick. Arcade
Stuff like
game
that.
incoming, right?
Fighter has like fortified ground where he's like, hey,
And
Floor
get
2
it,
Goblin
kind
Caves
of,
is confirmed.
and disarm.
there's a disarm.
What is it? You're adding a
Officer
disarm
Innovation Bix
mechanic.
didn't ask is so funny, lol. We aim to please
I-
around here.
Yeah,
We aim to please.
it's in there. I think it's gonna be
What's in
a
there?
nightmare to balance because being on the receiving end of it a couple times already, it's like I
Uh-oh.
was like,
I mean, other than the disarm
Are we
song from
serious?
Bard, but
but there are so there are
Disarm
these kind of
mechanic?
big skills that are going in that have big impact.
Big skills, big impact. Maybe you can disarm
Barbarians could
if you
just
hit so
start
hard.
throwing whatever weapon they have on hand.
oh, you're adding
no,
throw.
Oh, yeah, it's called a weapon.
Okay. Okay.
So-
Yep. All
There's-
right.
Yeah, there's
Well,
a couple other.
Sounds like it could get
ones
interesting.
that you're gonna be. Yeah, so it's almost like a MOBA, but if not.
Almost like a MOBA.
Yes.
But
Oh, that's
So just our style.
All right.
it's
mhm.
Okay. All right.
One
so
peg is
you
not
also
here.
mentioned that Arena is not going to be solo self-found this season. Is
Arena
there going to
not
be a
solo
gear cap
self-found.
then?
Yeah.
에픽 에픽 할 거요?
네.
Epic.
네. 그리고 이제 레귤러 시즌이기 때문에 그 바뀌지 않아요. 그런 거는.
Yeah, so he's
웬만해서는 시즌 단위로만 바뀔 거예요. 만약에 뭐 바뀌면.
so he's very sorry about changing that
Here we go.
in the middle of the season. So
Uh-huh.
he's okay. So the answer is that
We're
it's
sorry
gonna
about
be
Arena.
no SSF. It's gonna be the gear cap is gonna be at Epic.
Epic.
And there will be no sub boss.
No sub boss.
And no mini bosses,
and
but
the more-
regular mobs, but no mini bosses.
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he's saying.
There will be monsters, but no.
It's better than
So,
nothing.
yeah,
There will be
the normal-
monsters.
No sub bosses, just the normal monsters.
Okay.
It's free for us, I think.
What do you guys think, Chad, for Arena? Normal mobs.
Take
okay?
the mobs out for a second, but they will never do that. We'll
Yeah,
take
so
no
keep on-
Yetis.
take up
Lots
sub
of-
boss
lots
We'll
of-
take no
keep on-
Lots of
Yetis.
W's.
Okay.
Lots of W's.
Okay.
Okay.
Nobody wants a wraith in arena.
Yeah.
그 서버스
Nobody. Zero people.
Yeah.
특히 토스 할 수 있는 이제 클래스들이 좀 있으니까요.
Okay. And then there was mention of like volcano lava stuff or whatever with the maps.
Yeah, so
What's
there's
going
a-
on there?
So
Censored Clippy, censored Clippy.
I think he sent you like a little,
Oh yeah, there's like a little video
little-
trailer or something.
I
that you
know.
sent me
Newport, I know.
When the thing
I
started.
know.
All right, hold on.
It's horrible.
Let me cue this up. Oh.
Teaser trailer.
Yeah, teaser trailer.
Oh, is there a trailer?
I just want to make sure that I've got it. Like so.
So this is for under the Goblin Caves. If you go deeper down,
Okay.
we want it. So it's more, hey, that kind of
Wait, you said deeper down in
Really good.
Goblin?
Deeper down in Goblin?
yes,
Are we talking like Red Door?
No, idiot.
yes.
Purple
What?
door.
There's a second level to Goblin Cave? All right, hold on. I'm
Yeah.
playing it. I'm playing it right now. Okay, this looks fire. All right, like literal fire. But yeah, that's sick. That looks sick. Here, Chad, I'm gonna
He's so ahead of it.
turn the volume
Yeah,
down, and I'll
he's
just,
ahead of it.
I'll just put it on replay.
Star knows.
So you're adding a second level to Goblin Cave. Are there any like
Magma.
rules that have to be followed to enter it?
Watch out for
Is
all
it
the
just
hot
a standard
magma.
red door? Like, how does it work?
That was a half trailer.
Yeah. So again, it's gonna be the first iteration. So it's a work in progress. So right now it's
WIP.
accessible through the red doors. We're looking at things to make it more thematically, fitting.
Yeah.
But right now, yeah, it's red doors. It's gonna be a kind of a smaller map right now.
Smaller map,
because we
that's
wanted
fine.
to just get it out there with a new monster. So I think the big thing is
Might
that
have to
it's
make
a
a new art
monster
stream.
and there's a new boss. Right?
New
And
boss.
So that's the thing
There
that,
it is.
we want to get.
A new
People
boss.
to-
Is the boss
engaging
also
first.
So
underwater?
you guys are adding another map. That's dope, dude. I think people have been asking for a goblin like level 2 forever.
New boss.
This is pretty cool.
New boss.
Yeah, so I think, and then this also coincides with a new race too.
actually,
New
Wait, what?
race.
Yeah. So
What?
this is.
You're adding another race?
Oh, so I mean, yeah. So there's a race, and then so the goblins. So I think this also goes in with like the original vision for what SDF wanted was like all the maps are supposed to be 3 layers. So if you
Yes.
go back to, you remember like how we catered with the Forgotten Castle?
Right.
Is
Yes.
the one that's open on all the maps, right?
Yes.
And you have to unlock the other campaigns. Is because our numbers show it, the player engagement shows it, is that the Forgotten Castle is basically our vision for, or the closest to what our vision for like a full campaign is, right? It's three floors. It's supposed to get engagingly harder, and that's the stuff that we're working with. Is I think we haven't succeeded, but that's the stuff that we're kind of starting to tune, is to make it have ever increasing risk, and then having but more greater rewards as you go down. And so the end goal for all the other levels is to become like their version of Forgotten Castle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you'll also see with this Forgotten Castle, there's a little bit of rework because it's multi-floored, is that we're kind of exploring and trying to make it so it has different amounts of, I guess, tension, like stress, right? And I think our maps are still pretty small, especially with the PvP factored in. Is that okay? So we are experimenting at the top layer. The ruins is going to be, we're trying to pull it out a little bit. There's some technical reasons why it's not like fully fleshed out, but it's going to be a 7x7 size map. And I think that's going to kind of help for people that are coming in and not entering the crucible, the gauntlet right at the get-go, right? And so this also helps gives each floor a separate identity.
Okay. So you're gonna make the map 7x7 like the water map is then.
Yeah. So that's we're gonna see. Internally we did the 7x7, and there's actually been some talk. It's like, oh, maybe this is even 7x7 is too small. Again, there's technical reasons why it's kind of difficult to even get to 7x7, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Are you shrinking then the hell level sizes back down to a smaller size, or are you leaving kind of like 4x4 or whatever, 5x5?
It's 5x5 right now. So this also goes in with some other changes that we're putting in right now that we're going. So like SCF promised last this season was the removal of the circle. And so once the circle is removed, we're adding in different ways of trying to control that amount of tension, right? So we're gonna look at different combination of ways to escape, and then giving people enough guidance to get out. At the same time, give them a certain amount of agency.
Mm-hmm.
So what you'll see this time is that there's going to be improvements to the in-game map. So there's going to be more real-time information about the game session on the map.
Okay.
Right. Because we don't have the circle, right? The circle was the one. So again, I'm talking about all the normal modes, so like adventure mode, or we don't even call it adventure anymore. PvE, normal, and high roller. Squire to Riches is its own special mode now. It's like, so that has the circle, right? That's what makes Squire to Riches.
Oh, interesting.
Riches.
Right.
But we're talking about like the campaigns. Is that now I think he shared like a mock-up.
Yeah, there's like a mock-up of the map. One sec. Let me. I just gotta switch to. All right. So there's a map mock-up for you, chat.
Map mockup. More information.
So you're gonna have
These
like an active key.
Maybe these are
that will
res
be up
shrines.
on the map. Then
Yeah.
like
So
just describing like what each
like
landmark is.
and where when it so we're trying to make it fully dynamic. It's not going to be fully dynamic at the start of the way.
Okay.
We want to have it have more information that also gives us more leeway to make the, I guess, the POIs, like the extracts and the downs, a little, for us to start playing with the mechanics there. We're not going to get that all in right at the start, but I think you'll see it with some of the current like ways extractions is that we've tweaked them to make it so, hey, there's always a level of kind of, hey, I have agency now to figure out, okay, I can always have a way out if I make the right decisions. But then there's always a level of risk, right?
Okay.
So
Speaking of that, when it comes to like red stairs, at least like maybe not in normals, but maybe in HR at the very least, will there be like an interaction time on those doorways?
that's why I'm hinting at it is that, so right now we're adding those type of mechanics to the blues first. And so we are a little worried that,
Okay.
hey, it makes it, so again, because the size of the map, we're trying to figure out how far we can stretch it. And we're worried about like, how much tension. So the reds is we're going to see after kind of getting that kind of feedback. So I know what you're talking about, the interaction activation.
When you say with the blues,
Let them fucking
when you say with
talk.
the blues, do you mean like blue portals, or are you talking about like the static blue exits? Because most all of them already have some type of interaction that's required, aside from a select few, and that's really like in the static blues that you can take are really only in normal mode anymore.
I
mean, if
disagree,
you're
Moss.
talking
I think
like
there's going to be
Ruins,
some
you
big
already have
changes
the drawbridge.
right at the edge, or right at the beginning
You know
of
what I mean?
the next season. I think that they're ready to go.
Yeah, but the problem there was like it was only limited to the first person. Once it's open for everyone, right? And we think that kind of reduces the amount of tension. And so those are the things that we're working on, is that, hey, you have a limited time gate, when it's safe. And then, hey, if you miss that opportunity, then you have to partake in that.
Yeah, fucking duh,
again,
right?
Like I can understand the idea behind wanting to leave it open for like a certain time window. Like games like Arc Raiders, for instance, with the hatch doors, you see that they're only open for a handful of seconds. So I get the idea behind that, but I think the more important issue on our end of things is seeing that people just play off of the doorways, and then you have guys like rat meta stuff. They'll loot a corpse. They'll run down through a red door like real quick. They'll depot all the gear that they stole off of the body, and then they go to the next level and die on purpose because it doesn't matter, and then they just start over again.
It's more like the people fighting around the reds, right? You're never going to stop rats, but you can stop teams fighting around the reds. It was a huge issue for me.
손에서 고쳐야 되는 거고, 그걸 다른 시스템으로 아티피셜리 다 막는 거는 원하는 건 아니다, 현재는.
And to be fair, it's not that we think that people should just like let us kill them because like we want to, right? It's just that it's when they benefit not just off of the effort of other people, but when they get that benefit for themselves, they then do not have to defend it in any way. They can just leave, right? And if the idea is that there's supposed to be some amount of risk, if there's no timer on the door, then they have no inherent risk.
Yes.
They didn't come in with anything. They loot whatever they wanted to get. If they end up getting lucky, great. And then they just leave. They don't have to defend it at all.
Yeah. So that's something we know that's why I said there's active internal discussion about that. So we look at it as it's also linked to the value of the items. Like I said, one of the big pushes we're making this time is
너무 높은 거가 문제예요. 근데
and so the other thing is that when this system goes in, right? So because the circle is removed, right, is we're actually unifying the game mode or the game rules with the extraction stuff across all the PV adventure, normal, and the high roller. It's gonna all have one set of rules, right? And we're gonna start looking at tweaking that amount of tension with the amount, the location of escapes first. And we wanted to get that first to get a baseline before get the baseline for the risk reward there before we start making assumptions about so we know that the risk reward, like you're saying, that's an issue there with hey, I have very low risk and I have huge returns by doing that kind of behavior and just zoinking out through the down portals. And so
butter
on the plate, but
bee cheese
step 2, and we're almost we just need to see what the reaction is with step 1, because again, there's going to be far fewer extraction points when it goes out. And so we're trying to figure out, okay, can we get this a decent baseline here? And then we'll start adjusting the risk reward ratio for the down portals. That also has to do with the amount of down portals. We previously, the way that the original system was designed is that we didn't have fine control. So that was another issue, is you could go into crypts and there would be 5 down portals downstairs.
Right.
And we're just like, oh man, that was one of the side effects of our random
그래서
system.
여기서 해주고 싶은 말은, 그러니까 우리가 레드스테어의 인터랙션 타이머 넣는 거는 너무 쉽지만
I agree, Chaos. I agree.
그 프로 플레이도 다 알고
I agree.
뭐 그런 것도 이제 그런 부작용 사이드 이펙트가 있는 건 알고 있지만 이게 이제 감옥이 되면 안 되잖아요.
Yeah.
그래서
So the
스킬이 잘 못하는 플레이어들이 도망칠 수 있는 길이 있어야 되는데 우리가 탈출을 너무 쉽게 할 수는 없기 때문에 어떻게 보면 리스크를 감수하는 방향으로 좀 아래로 내려가더라도 도망칠 수 있게 만들어주고 싶었던 건데 이제 밑에 내려갔을 때 리스크가 없는 게 문제인 거죠.
So the last thing, so what the point he wants to SCF wants to make is that, hey, because we don't want to err in the other go too far, as like if we make all the down portals too risky or too
difficult.
Yeah, too risky, because we're already right now the big thing we're pushing for is to make escapes riskier, right? That's what's going to happen with this new set of rules. That's what we're pushing for. Is that if it makes that gets more risky along with the escape. We don't want to accidentally go too far. It's like, oh, now you're just in a jail. You're just in this small jail, like
I understand.
Where you're in with like these serial killers, right? So we want to go step by step, and kind of fine tune that.
Yeah, there's still a chance.
So you say we know about that. Let us do this big knob first, because I think extraction is that's the name of the genre, right? And we want to kind of get that into. Right now the range is too big, right? It's like, is this way too loose, or there's just there's zero chance of escape.
Barely any origami.
Hey, this is that
we've seen, or I've been listening.
Range. Now let's look at the other.
Yeah, Newport's got it.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna say for the record, I kind of disagree with the idea, but I mean, it's like it's your game to make, man. It's like you guys are doing your thing. Okay. Somebody in chat had something.
Does he have no notes? Does he? He had like a question to start.
Chat's asking about Bard. If there's any more stuff going to be added to Bard.
Bard.
Nothing.
So he
nothing
says there's nothing.
nothing at the moment.
Bard. Nothing.
Sorry.
Bard.
At the moment,
sorry.
Yeah.
Bard. Nothing.
Yeah.
Just for
Gathering Hall.
They've said so much. Okay, social space. Gathering Hall.
Yeah, so the Gathering Hall right now is So it was supposed to come out last season, and then
Right.
our goal was to get it out this season. It's not going to come out with the live. Our goal is right now. So, what?
There also has a
Holy fuck, dude.
huge technical depth.
Yeah,
with
so
the backend.
Huge technical
So
debt.
it's basically we, when we're building up the game really fast, is that we leverage a lot of Amazon services, right? So there's a specific thing called
super expensive.
yeah, it's 이름이 뭐죠?
I did hear a comfy
Game
laugh.
right. So so it's the reason we're able to do matchmaking and distribute the load very quickly and easily, right? But the thing is, like, we're just super heavily integrated into that, and so
그래서 이제 멀티 클라우드로 가서 우리 코스트도 좀 줄이고 하기 위해서
A bingo, guys.
하는 시간.
Oh, that's a bingo.
하고 있어서 조금 더 걸리고 있어.
So we're trying to kill two birds with one stone with the gathering hall. Is to the gathering hall is our excuse for building a new backend that doesn't involve game lift at all, right? So we're building our own, load leveraging, load scaling, and then being able to go to multi-cloud, using different cloud providers, because Amazon game lift is really expensive.
Okay.
So, that was the backside motivation. But because of this is pulling off that one-on-one is we're hitting little technical challenges, right? So the goal right now is to get that on the test server in February. So that's our internal goal right now, to get it out.
Okay.
At least you could test it, because we do foresee, like, hey,
근데
Yeah.
변경될 수 있어.
yeah, but he's saying that could change as it goes on.
Okay.
그래서 개선형으로
Social
잘
delayed.
만들고 싶어서 조금 더. 네, 하고
We knew it,
있으니까
right?
좀 미안하지만.
Yeah, so he wants to make the gathering hall worthwhile, right? It's like just not just throw it out there. So
We want to make the Gathering Hall pants
yeah,
optional.
There's that technical hurdle, and then
There's a
make sure that
technical hurdle
when
and
it is out there,
tech
it's like,
debt
okay,
to
does
making
this
the
hint
social space
show enough of the potential
pants
for the
optional.
gathering hall, right?
Okay.
So he wants it to be a very like a community, and also
Oh, yeah,
a way for
new
people
race.
to start like expressing themselves,
New
with
cosmetic. We didn't have new
decorations and
race.
stuff.
Okay. At one point in time, you guys also mentioned that you were working on like a skill tree kind of thing for like a fishing system or in like mining and like that kind of stuff. Is
I would
that
also say Red Portal's
in
rework, right? They
or
mentioned
no?
this. This is coming.
It's not in
They know it's an
the
issue.
or
We
it's
talked
not
about
in at the start of
exits.
the ESA. Yeah. So
Okay.
we,
I'm just gonna go down this thing like rapid fire.
it's in the works. It's in the works.
Okay.
I really want fishing.
I really
Monk?
want to kiss you, said SDF.
Monk.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Monk, not yet.
So not yet.
Any new wizard spells on patch
New
release?
wizard spells. No,
Wizard.
nothing.
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 So yeah.
Fighter and
Any
barbarian.
new high loot points of interest
Races are
on
cosmetics.
the maps? I
Yeah.
mean, other than the addition, are there going to be like
Yeah,
new module like
okay.
loot POIs on the existing maps?
Okay.
Yes. But
Okay.
we'll keep that a
I
secret.
accept.
Okay.
So
First level Frost Mountain. Will that be ever getting a boss?
What?
not soon.
Okay.
It's on.
Is there a boss
yeah,
in the
it's-
Goblin like hell level?
Yes, they said that already.
Goblin.
Hell level.
Yeah, the
but-
second level of Goblin
Magma.
Cage, is that going to get a boss?
The magma level.
Yes.
There should.
There's a
They
there's
said
a big
that.
boss.
Big boss. Okay.
They said
You want to
that.
share
Yeah.
what the big boss is, or do you want us to find out?
What do you know?
Magma.
The fire
Bingo
Colossus.
2, right?
Yeah, it's called the
Bingo 2.
Fire Colossus.
Fire.
Okay. So is it like a giant fire
Colossus.
golem? Lava golem?
It's a
Or is
colossus.
it something different?
Yes.
Something different.
Okay.
My
All
God.
right. My man Glocktain did videos testing like hundreds and hundreds of iterations of hitting a treasure
Yeah.
pile in luck, and kind of made the determination
It
that luck
sucks,
wasn't
Jorkin.
doing like shit.
And
so
sharks with freaking
is
laser
luck
beams on
getting
their
looked
head.
at?
Not right now. So
Anything
I
with
was sent
luck.
that, or sent that.
Anything
So,
buff luck, guys.
Yeah.
New map square not checked.
This
It
we
is.
have to ask. Hey, what's going on? Why did it? Because all the formulas and stuff are set properly. So
We don't know
Right.
why luck.
right now everyone's overloaded with all the stuff getting ready for EAS 8. Get that out there, and then we could do a little bit more investigating into what went wrong with
Into
the
luck.
luck formula, why
Okay.
it's not working.
There's a lot of
and-
bingos here.
Maybe this is a good point for us to be like, okay, maybe the previous lock system, maybe we could rework it, make it more engaging.
So what's
Maybe
the
it's
expectation then for luck? Like what
It
what
will-
do you guys expect
Hi,
luck to
Landry.
do?
what it's supposed to be doing is
Yeah.
that there's a different so every
Like there's a bell
Yeah,
curve,
item
right?
on-
Like a certain number of tables and it rolls and like all of that, right? Is the idea to like take the
And
shittier
it-
items off the table when you have more luck so that you get better shit, or like like if
So
somebody
what it does
has
is-
400 luck, like are they supposed to be like 10% more likely to get a legendary? Like how is it supposed to work?
Formulas are set properly. Glocktain
No,
did
so
1k
what it's
pulls at
supposed
max
to do,
luck, and it was like a
doesn't
3%
take
increase on uniques.
The bad items off the table. Is what it does is as your luck goes up, is each grade has its own what is it like rate, of getting that item or getting that grade of item when
More like
when it's
bell end
first
and not
opened,
bell
right?
curve.
And
Yikes.
so you have the 7 grades. And what luck does is that it adds
Ew.
based on your luck, attribute, it adds a multiplier to each grade, right?
Okay.
And as the luck goes up, like lower grades, it adds like a negative multiplier. So the original rate starts to kind of start getting lower, right? So if it was like a 10% chance of like getting a common item, but then you have 400 luck and it's supposed to add like a 0.5 modifier. So that 10% becomes
I'm going to talk over this because it's just luck talk. I think
Okay.
if they
It's not
someone
exactly
knew,
like
right?
because,
Yami, party chip, repos, whatever.
Because
I feel like they would
but-
be nervous and they would do a better
But-
job of
so
listening.
As you
One
go
peg.
up on the luck table,
one
the
peg is kinda
modifiers
like-
actually get bigger for at the very upper.
How do I
end.
say this
So it's
nicely?
Okay.
Like a 4x or 3x or 2.5.
Someone who's been at their job for a long, long time and just don't care anymore. He's not listening,
That's
right?
not being
Like
applied.
Okay.
he's just like
Because
he's
it
got
looks
that
like it's
1,000-mile
it's not really
stare.
changing much
There's
of
no
anything,
dialogue.
if at all.
That he asks
Yeah.
a half-baked question. They drop all these half-baked
Okay.
answers, but he doesn't pull on any
So
threads.
with sorcerer's time distortion getting removed, so that
He's
there's no
rotting in a
instant
corporate
cast,
cubicle.
Does wizard still
I
get
was
their
thinking
instant
more of
cast
kind of like
skill?
an exotic dancer
But
who's been doing
he's
it for
saying
like
it's not
25
moving,
years.
it's getting,
And there's just
changed.
no fear, right? You're just kind of like you're just putting
there's no
in,
instant
you're just
casting.
punching in, and you're doing your
And the
dance, and you
casting
punch
speed
out.
got improved.
We're like,
So yeah, so
I feel
it's
like someone.
it has it's still that concept, but
That's
the
kind of what it
details
felt
of
like. It just,
are changed.
Okay.
지금은 이제
So does wizard get their instant
Yikes.
cast perk then?
That's what it
Like, their
feels like.
ability, their skill.
He's just like, whatever,
Still?
man.
Oh, so can you repeat that question?
Does wizard still
Sorry.
get their instant cast ability?
Odin was their PR guy. He quit.
Oh, okay, so he's saying
One
okay,
pig is the guy
that's
with the
a limited
audience
skill. Yeah, so
But Ironmace trusts
that's
to not.
he's saying that's reasonable.
beat them up too much.
So
Intense
his,
focus.
his
She's on stage with a lit cig.
change
Exactly.
right now is like he's
Shout
trying
out
to
One Peg,
start to remove
right?
those stuff that makes
Whatever. He's
the-
like
the average-
9 years
the-
deep,
the
right?
opposing
Into
player
streaming. It doesn't
feel
like.
oh,
I don't know.
This is
The
horrible.
thrill is
This
gone,
so
guys. Let's just
kind of
say.
remove
The thrill is
that kind
gone.
of, on the other end.
Okay.
판타지는 조금 포기하고
But because of that, like the fantasy element and the the kind of
I'll give you a fantasy element.
you know,
What's your name?
yes,
What's your name, sweetheart?
pushing
Hey, what's your name, honey?
but
Huh?
to make
My name's
whatever
Terrence.
receiving
Hey,
end,
Terrence.
you don't feel as bad. Right?
Happy birthday,
it's like,
Terrence.
oh, this is unreasonable, right? That's the word he was using.
Okay. So to rebalance sorcerer, then are they getting just like a general like spell haste buff from something like TD? Is that how it's working? Or is knowledge going to be like a stat that like matters more now?
One Peg doesn't care about melee.
He's saying there's so
Right?
many things that are changed.
One Peg doesn't care about
that
melee.
You just have to go in and see.
그래서 캐스팅하고 멀지.
If you had the opportunity to do this interview the way One Peg does it, would you take it? Yes, I would. I would be over prepared. I would be a
his
nervous
goal here
wreck.
Is to have like the 3 different types of builds of the sorcerer.
But I would
still
fucking care
be
about it.
viable, right? But
Right?
Okay.
he's saying there's- the
Unenthusiastic lap
details
dance,
change
right?
so much
Just
that you
grinding it
have
out.
to go in and see.
Uh,
Okay.
를 보는 게
So he's saying, look at the patch
Just
notes.
grinding it out.
I'm in the same boat as you, so I have no idea what's going on the.
Are there
One
any
thing is so
adjustments that are
caster
being made to
bias.
true damage?
He always be asking the
damage
most
is
pointless
probably
questions.
so.
이제
Would love to see that so much. My problem is I would have a hard
So
time
he
being
says,
polite, I
true
think.
damage is fully removed from all the random.
Because I have such a low regard for them,
and
Okay.
also-
스피드 다 없어요.
right? It's taken
and
them
then he's
this
also
long
removing additional
to
moves
finally
that
figure
can
out what the
max
fuck
out
was wrong with their
all
game and do something about it, right?
With no all attributes. 벌써.
And he's also removing all attributes from
근데
the
이런
random.
것들은
No
다 이제
all attributes anymore.
modifiers.
안녕하세요, 어떻게 지내세요? 잘 지내요.
moves.
Right? I would have to like learn.
Okay.
감사합니다.
네.
감사합니다.
Okay. Oh, so
I missed
Wait, what
something.
else?
So, but there's gonna be some changes to the primary or the
White
primary stats. You know, the white
Primary
color
stats.
거기에
Those are-
생길 수
A
있지만
change to
offset
primary
some
stats.
of
이제 훨씬 더
Okay.
컨트롤러블한 밸런스.
Yeah. So he's trying to kind of reduce the range of that randomness. I think.
Okay.
No
in terms
all
of
ats.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like there's going to be like a big shift
Yeah,
with this next
Super.
patch. Like
super.
It's gonna be
So,
very
I
mechanically
think,
different.
You know,
They'll be back, don't worry.
it's going to be mechanically different. I think, you know, from listening, like even, you know, is like there's going to be drastic
Change.
balance changes, right? And you know, I knew like beforehand, before it's like, oh, he's trying to get away from the movement meta, right? So that was like the big, you know, little thorn is that he's like, oh, I really dislike having the movement meta in the game because it makes it hard to get into a little, you know, makes it unintuitive. But we want it still to be a game of positioning and so there's going to be dramatic changes to the balancing. What I was doing with, you know, my team was just focusing more on like the POIs, the maps, trying to get the adventure when you're in the dungeon. Start working on kind of making that feel like more of an adventure, giving, you know, making more POIs, kind of doing that kind of balancing. And then what we merge together is that we're trying to balance the economy together. Is like, oh, our end goal is to make it so you start investing time, is that the bottom back end, you know, starts rising up. So hey, you know, if I put in the 10, you know, or 100 hours, it's like, hey, now at least I have the safety net of like having like, you know, a good set of uncommon or rare items because I put in the time. And then, you know, the other people that are coming up support those people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Is there going to be?
of,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. Oh yeah. So there's a lot of changes that are hard to because it's just like line item, and it's like one by one. You know, it's like these are things that all interact together to make the game supposedly feel better balanced, right? And again, our overall philosophy here was like, hey, make the game more intuitive, make the game that if put in the time, you make progress, and then when you do suffer setbacks, it's not as harsh. That's basically the key words for season 8. So it's not really like, oh, there's these big features, but it's kind of like, you know, the elephant in the room was like Arc Raiders came out, did outstanding, and I think we looked at it and we were saying how we have a lot to learn from that. And it's
Oh my
like,
God.
what are the things that they're doing really well there? And it's like, okay, let's try to see like what are the ways that we could apply some of that stuff to our game without losing our identity.
Wow.
Okay, so just to like kind of recap, the idea is that you're removing move speed modifiers from random rolls on gear, right? But you're also trying to
That was
I guess,
huge.
make the movement meta not so much a thing by giving players a little bit more mobility, like in general, so that they can be more mechanically
seems
sound
kinda
when they're
late.
fighting toe to toe. So there's not going to be as much jump spam, and there's not going to be as much like movement speed stuff. Because the idea is to incentivize fights and then reward people for their own skill. That's the idea?
Yes.
Okay.
But then
Oh, yeah,
that's
I know
the idea.
Newport. I know.
But on top of that, the super challenge is, but still
I agree,
make
Bulldog.
gear worthwhile, right? Up to a certain point.
Right, because the moment that you start taking away random rolls that were like the most sought after things, that's going to devalue what it is that people are looting. And that's the stuff that people want a true damage plus all and movement speed. Like those are the three biggest.
Squire gear was free kit,
health,
yes.
I guess. But
I think I know what they're getting at though. I'm reading between the lines. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
히어로비틀 챙기기 좀 어려워졌으니까 그래서 그거는 없어지니까 헤드샷 데미지 레이셔는 150%로 내려왔어요.
One of the other things he's saying is that the headshot multiplier is going to be reduced to 1.5 again.
Headshot multiplier is going back to 1.5x.
Yeah.
왜냐면 HP를 많이 챙길 수 없으니까.
Yeah, because it's going to be more difficult to get durability with with extra health and stuff, max health.
Okay. Because like people have less HP, so the crit doesn't need to be as high, I guess. Okay, let me see.
It's like every time
So is there going to be like a general rebalancing of the damage system then in general? Like, are you trying to keep the time to kill like roughly the same?
TTK는
지금은 TTK는 그러니까 우리가 데미지는 바꾼 게 없기 때문에 그러니까 듀러빌티가 내려갔으니까 근데 이제 전체 아이템 파워도 조금 내려간 거잖아요. 트롤 데미지 이런 것들이 없어졌으니까.
extra max health?
뭐 크게 차이 못 느낄 수도 있지만 지금 조금 빠르다고 느낄 수도
I agree,
있어요.
Slugbones.
아마 느릴 수도 있어요. 오히려.
I agree, Slugbones.
Yeah, so he's saying that
이건 정확하게 보기가 좀 힘들었어요.
it's because it's so because
general question
went down overall, right? But at the same time, the damage didn't change. But at the same time, like the true damage, all those kind of super spiky kind of
네, 그래서 빌드에 따라서 좀 다를 거예요. 그리고 우리가 아이템 전체 그 프라이머리 그 프리미티브 그 어트리뷰트를 시프팅했잖아요.
Yeah, so the primitive stats of the items were shifted too. So I think the overall power level is a little different, right? So it's like in our game live on the live server right now, it's like the TTK differs from like if you're all in blues, if you're in the upper end and you have like and so where is it's going to be more normalized. I think that's the thing you could say is that maybe at the very at the lowest end is that the TTK goes up slightly, but at the upper end it the time to kill it becomes longer, right?
Right. So if you remove true damage from random rolls, so does that mean like stuff like Frost Amulet still has its true damage on it? Like
그러면 프리미티브 있는 거는 있을 거죠.
Frost Amulet.
Yes,
like Frost Amulet, yeah. Are the base stats on those still true?
But he doesn't recall exactly. So there was items that were
Frost Amulet이랑
Slug is bones.
only one option 되는 거는 우리가 원하는 건 아니에요. 아무래도 되는 거 원하는 거 아니어서.
He didn't want it to build. Always went with Frost, Phoenix Joker.
Yeah, I mean, like that's always been the go-to.
이제 트루 데미지 아닐 거예요, 제 기억에. 에디셔널이었던 것 같아요. 에디셔널 데미지로 바꿨을 거예요.
Yeah, so he thinks that true damage is removed from those items. It's probably additional damage right now. But again, he said that was being done like a month ago, so it's hard for him to know the recall exactly.
People have been asking about like tumble for rogues. I mean,
get ready for 45 minutes of the most disjointed questions, stop and start conversation.
No adjustment to tumble for
rogues. This is the worst part of the interviews.
Not yet, he said. So
okay.
When he just reaches for anything, there's no mention of action speed being game breaking.
There was also mention of like you guys modifying the mob density in Nightmare, in High Roller of the Nightmare mobs.
Thank you, Newport.
You had mentioned
Right,
something about that
yeah,
already.
Is your mom still watching Fart?
없을 텐데.
Are we still on the big screen?
Yeah, so
At Fart's house?
I guess it matters this, where specifically. So like we said, High Roller Ruins is gonna feel a lot more spaced out because we put in these points modules that
Yes.
are specifically for lulls and stuff. So if it'll feel like, oh, okay, there's less
I know.
density,
I know.
but it's not
Fart,
like
I know. Oh my God, hi, Fart's
we
mom.
went in and pulled out
Now you can start
each
swearing now.
individual monsters right now.
Yeah, I think it was just more along the lines
so
of
we
like
are-
when you ended up in a fight with some other
This
guy.
is exactly
you know,
correct.
Team v team, if you end up in a populated module, one team inevitably gets swarmed, and it ends up kind of detracting from the fight that you're trying to have. And it slows down. It makes
Fart mom.
progression in HR really slow in some
Fart
of those
mommy
modules because
farts?
of how many mobs are in them.
Farts, mommy farts?
Yes. So I think that's another tool we have. This we're gonna kind of look at, me with the level team is throughout season 8 is, hey, we could do a little bit more fine tuning for the levels. So what I'm mentioning here is that it also has to do with the party queue size for the maps too. Is that we're trying to do it for a certain part. If we make a module and it's balanced for one party size, like trios, and then if you go in with a solo, you're gonna feel completely overwhelmed, right? And so I think we have to do like a huge pass going through and like really rebalancing what we know now. A lot of these modules were made, like the older maps were made 2-3 years ago, right? And haven't really been properly rebalanced at all, or even looked at. So,
Or even looked at.
yeah, but there's not like a big, hey, that's what we focused on right now. We had bigger fish to fry first. So,
Okay. Are there going to be any other modifications to Warlock or any additions to
God.
Warlock other than what you changed with TM?
It's the whole healing system is different.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, nothing.
Okay. TM change.
Yeah, he said
That's it. Okay.
We're just supposed to prepare in public.
Can you
So
ask about if
he's
Arena is
saying
going to
they
be
focus-
3-stack? Meaning like people having like their own 3-man teams.
그거를 어떻게 할 건지.
그래서 그 솔로 트래시홀드를 좀 높일 거예요. 네.
Okay, so he's saying
문제였다.
he's gonna raise the limitation, the MMR limit where you have to go solo. He's gonna raise that. He
Okay.
thinks that the issue was that it was too low, and so people are hitting it too early.
근데 이제 이게 만약에 별로 플레이어들이 재밌어하지 않으면 아마 그 솔로 트래시홀드는 없앨 수도 있고요.
Yeah.
But he
Hey,
says that
go figure, right?
보통 이제 레귤러 시즌 보고
look at the how it goes during the next season,
네,
and
이거는 시즌 단위로 바뀔 거니까요.
and he's looking to
It's one piece, right?
the feedback.
The hoodie
is not good,
and the
is
pants.
that the subsequent
It's one piece.
arena season, then he'll consider removing that completely.
Okay. Arena rewards for like rank stuff.
Honestly, I don't give a shit about a new
so
map. I
that'll
don't.
be announced.
I care
I think
about
in March. We're gonna
his
show the
capacity
yeah.
to actually
Yeah.
change
So
course.
it's gonna be the same. It's gonna go out with
Is the bigger deal.
event rank when we release those rewards.
It's one
And
piece.
So you work
It is.
this season, so you can get that whatever you want to show off for the next.
We can stop the interview here. I am
Okay.
happy. It's actually his skin blend.
People making arena custom lobbies
Oh God.
if they wanted to do that themselves.
Re-
Are you doing that like with the
One's in chat
Like
if
your
we're
own-
okay
I don't know.
muting this
The
and just
guild
doing a
hall
recap
thing?
ourselves.
again,
Two's in
put
chat
it
if you want to
with,
hear it out into the
gathering
end.
hall, because going
One
back
piece.
to killing two birds with one
One's
stone
in
was
chat if we
that
pause, we
if the
mute,
gather-
and we
once
talk
get
amongst
the gathering
ourselves.
hall
Two, if we
up
just
and
sit here and
running, is
listen.
that gives us that opportunity now to allow people to run custom instances of the dedicated server.
Dungeons.
Yeah, dungeon like
1.5.
arena dungeons or tournament things, but it's all dependent right now on getting that technical over that technical hurdle right now for the gathering hall first.
Okay. Will there be another like grindy boss for like a rare drop to get a rare item like there was this past season
What?
with Stingray?
What?
뭐
The stingray? No.
그건 너무 낮았죠.
Yeah.
근데 이제 그런 변화는 시즌 중간에 되도록이면 안 하고
Wait.
싶기 때문에.
Can I ask you, was I the first person to get the torch? Do you guys know? Or did somebody beat me to it?
있잖아요. 사람이
I'm wasting
원팩인지.
time, Chad.
You are wasting time.
I don't know. We
That's
don't know.
fine.
We can
Don't
ask.
worry. I was just curious.
But,
Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Chad's gonna get pissed because I'm asking you questions that they don't give a shit about.
just ask us later on. Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
no, it's fine.
제가 말하고 싶은 건
Yeah.
그건
No,
아니에요.
Can
yeah.
you can
So
you
he's
ask
saying
about
is that-
U.S. Central server?
Yeah. U.S. Central
Okay.
server. So
조금 고민이 있지만
yeah, he has thoughts about that. I think right now it's the
So many
player
queues.
numbers.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know if we could support that right now.
Okay.
Hey, that makes two
Again,
chats. How does anyone watch this,
linked in
man?
With like
It's an
Amazon.
acquired taste, right? Some
Because,
people like it
we
when
use Amazon for
other
everything
adults
right
step
now.
on their testicles, right? Some people are into that.
It's more
right?
of
Cock and ball torture. Some people are into it, right? Some people
situation of,
want.
okay, do we have the
Some
player
people
base to
want the
support that?
aged out exotic dancer, right, with a lit
Does it
sig
make
on
sense for
stage.
that in
They want that leathery
regard?
skin, you know.
Okay.
They want that
Alright.
like
So no custom stuff. for now.
800th time bleached hair look.
Not
right?
until gathering hall. So yeah,
Okay.
so
They want the sad hollow eyes. Some people want that.
Rivals last time is like basically what we do is we make an entire full stack of our entire system
Hey.
just for that. Is
Different
just
toots for different hoots,
to run
honey.
that one server or one
Different toots for different hoots. What? That's not even the
So
saying.
we know that's we got to move away from that. That's
I'm not gonna
all that
yuck anyone's
research
yum
and
ever.
development that's
Absolutely
going
not.
into Gathering Hall.
The skin
Once we get that
flutes.
completed, then now it
Give me that
opens up
early bird
a
special.
whole bunch of opportunities for it.
Some people don't mind sloppy seconds. Some people don't mind remorseful fifths. Right? Running mascara. Exactly.
Any changes
Exactly.
to gold storage, or are you keeping gold storage the same?
Good question.
Yeah, cool.
Cold storage.
I remember.
We're gonna make it. So the other thing is, we're looking at making,
Hmm.
the
Mhm.
how cumbersome like gold is right now.
Uh-huh.
Is not. We're looking at ways to make that less cumbersome, right? So
Mhm.
giving you ways to expand your inventory quicker, giving more ways
Mhm.
to store it. And then one of the things on the topic is, okay, how do should we make it so you can store more per slot, per bag?
Mhm.
So that's something in discussion right now, but right now we haven't made an actual decision
Yeah.
specifically on the amount of gold.
Yeah, because there always ends up being a placeholder item, right? It was keys, and then it was, I don't know, unique emeralds or something, and then it was now it's death blooms. So it
So
shifts.
there's gonna be, and we're also kind of leaning into that for this season. Is like we're gonna have those different kind of POIs is that have kind of mid-value POI items, drop areas, and items that actually have like, have that actual value if you wanted to convert it into gold directly. So we're making some of the instead of like that, the death blooms, there's like there's gonna be specific items that you can actually trade in to the merchant for tens of thousands of gold.
Oh.
Okay, and then
So
people
it's
are
kind of
asking
like-
if the egg torch skin will be in
The fuck, dude?
store
Listen to what they're
this
fucking saying.
or next season.
Oh my god.
아,
I'm gonna shake you. I'm gonna shake him.
이번에 스토어에 나올 건데.
이번 시즌 안 나와요. 다음 시즌에 나와요.
Yeah, it's gonna go out
season
next
동안은
season. Yeah. So,
So not season 8, season
he
9.
wants to make it.
Okay.
These are,
One season
there are at
Specifically this
least
time, it was
half a
so
dozen
difficult
revolutionary
that the
changes to the
people that
game. that they've talked about,
that went through,
and
all
he
that
has
trouble,
picked up
you
on
know,
like
okay, we'll give you guys
1.4 of
that,
them.
you know, that little bit of extra exclusivity time, you know, to kind of.
What the fuck is an egg torch?
I was one of those people that went through
Aegis?
that the pain and suffering
Aegis.
to get that. Yeah.
Just take over this. I'm gonna. We'll hack the stream. We'll hack the
And
stream.
so the thing is, in the future, we don't want to do.
되게 미안하게 생각하고 있어요.
Yeah.
근데 이제 그걸 그라인딩한 사람들을 또 디스포인트.
Yeah, so we didn't want to disappoint the people that grinded this season. To
Egg
get
torch.
Right? So that's why we're
Thank you,
giving
Clippy.
extending that exclusivity time.
Right.
But in the future, we're
Mons
gonna move away from
Aegis.
making, you know, those
How
kind
the
of
hell do you
rewards
say that word?
require that heavy amount of, you know, RNG and grinding.
Guys in chat keep spamming ask about artifact drop rates, but you're not saying what you want to know about artifact drop rates.
Oh, so again,
The lore would be good. The
things
lore
are gonna
would be prepared.
a little
The lore would have a
different
list
with
of
the
questions.
way
The
that
lore
we're
would
kind of
take it
making so
seriously.
you could target
right?
POIs and stuff, and with that,
What's up, Gonzo?
for POIs to really
They're
be
cooking.
POIs is
They're
that
cooking.
The risk to reward.
Dare I say,
ratio
one
has
peg
to
is the bigger
match.
idiot
And I
in this
think,
equation for once.
with a lot of what we're trying to do is make some of the risky stuff more risky. So that
Yeah, the
also
one who
in turn
isn't
means
cooking
that
is
the
one peg.
reward should be
Sorry.
better, right? So I'll leave
Okay.
it at that.
So can you nerf the artifact drop rates and make them more rare just to trigger people? I think they would really enjoy
Can we
that.
nerf?
Mons
Because they're asking for them to
Aegis.
be increased. So
Shout
I
out
think it
Sweaty
would make sense
Pedals,
to just make
right?
them worse,
Shout out
right?
Lyrebird. Shout out Sweaty
Right, chat?
Pedals.
So you guys want that? All right.
Don't fucking ask that. See, they're getting
Yeah.
mad
So I
already.
think that was so that was one of the issues with this last season is we reduced that rate and made it so even the people that were trying to farm the
Hi, baby.
artifacts,
What's that one?
like, they gave up and they're like, okay, I'm just
She
gonna
heard food.
farm
She heard
other
food.
people that bring in good items, right? And so I think there was, you know, a negative feedback loop that happened with that. So
네.
again,
뭐 여기 좋은 채팅인데 록 고치면 나한테 메시지 나올
oh
거예요.
yeah, dude.
그건 좀
Once we fix luck too with the
Actually
better
cooking.
artifact rates is I think, you know, now luck will be even better, right? So
Luck will be
The
even
lack
better.
of an MMR system and how the highest level players are matched up against fresh players, which is a huge killer of the player base. They have game modes designed for fresh players. What do you need?
You don't need to
MMR
read the
brackets
worst
for?
chat questions. That's not what you need to do.
yeah.
그거
But
하면
didn't
이제
we?
매칭
Didn't
풀
we
급하게
had those at one point? Didn't we have? Well, we had gear score brackets.
Okay. So we
Quick.
also did MMR.
Let's read the worst. Let's read the worst
brackets
chat
in
questions
normal long
that you
time
can
ago.
find.
Like
Great idea.
we joke about that. We've gone through pretty much every single type of matchmaking
네, 다
system
만들었죠. 우리.
in the back end.
네.
Again, you know,
매치메이킹 툴 1000개 있고 싶으면은 할 수 있죠.
yeah. So the side effect of trying to do split all these matching pools is that it just makes more matching queues, right? And so our philosophy right now is like, okay, let's try to just keep it at a limited amount that's still pretty big, right? For I think our current population base, but
Maybe he's
but at the
got.
same time it gives, you know, freedom.
Maybe he's got.
When we try to
Maybe his cup is
reduce
full.
it too much and take away the freedom, like this early this season, where High Roller was just a random dungeon. I think that the loss
Maybe
of
his cup is
agency
full.
there had a
And
bigger
he's a
negative
happy boy.
effect than, you know, the amount of supporting the larger amount of matching queues. So
Okay, and then so then I guess finally because we're getting up here in like 2 hours now.
Oh, one peg is the guy who's
there's-
like, you know what,
you guys
guys?
are doing
I
a
got to
Twitch
prep
Drops
for
thing
court.
starting on the 30th,
I got to prep
right?
for court. This has
yeah,
been
so
fun.
to the
day
12th?
after the-
Okay.
Yep.
So we're going from
Oh
the,
yeah, so
the 30th to the 12th, and then but you guys are
2 weeks.
it's a little different this time around, right?
You're a little different this time
Yes,
around. Hey,
so
I thought
the
I put a
SSL
control point
period
there.
Before, the generally we've been doing the first 2 weeks we close off the marketplace, right? Is that hey, you know, we've seen those responses like okay, I'm done. Hey, that was a awesome season for the first 2 weeks. See you next season, kind of. So we're curious. So this season we're actually
got a little butt.
extending that so another week. So we're going to do the 3 weeks of SSF to see.
Self-found is
impact
3 weeks
is.
this time.
We're not, so the no marketplace, no trading post.
They have
for
a
the
coffee
first 3
guy,
weeks.
right? He's
Okay.
got a full cup.
Yeah, and we want to see like, oh, okay.
Maybe he's feeling
if we
okay.
see like a fall off after the second week, and we want to see, hey, is this really due to people leaving because of the SSF mode disappearing? If we see like, hey, this fall off happens at the 3rd week, it's like, oh, okay, there's definitely a direct correlation.
Maybe he's
now
okay.
with
Maybe it's gonna be
SSF
okay, guys.
event and people leaving, right? So
Maybe it's gonna be okay.
so that's why we're extending it. On top of this
Say file.
is that around that time is we're planning for the first kind of big feature that's going in this swipe is we're going to put
Maybe
in
it's gonna be okay.
like our version
Right?
of the hideout, kind of the work. It's going to be the workshops.
Yeah, I was
The
going to ask. 'Cause There was a
workshops. I'm
workshop
gonna
tab
talk
in the
about
one image
this,
that you
right?
shared.
Now talk about this.
Yeah, so it's basically like
아직 안 보였지만.
Oh, you have an image of it too?
so
여기.
Oh,
yeah, so the workshops it's supposed to come out. We're trying to complete it in time for when the marketplace opens, because we think that it integrates with that.
Well, yeah.
So
Did,
you could
did you
get-
have it? Did you have an image that you were sending me of it? Did you want me to share it? I haven't
No.
seen it. You don't. I mean, you don't have to. I just didn't know
Yeah.
if you had one that you wanted to send.
The current in-game screenshot just says coming soon, and
Okay.
people are gonna rag on us for whatever that means, but coming soon this time really does mean coming soon. So,
we don't want to say too much. Coming soon this time really does
So
mean
there's
coming
gonna be
soon.
there's gonna be like a hideout like feature kind of thing.
Mons
so it's just more
Aegis.
workshop. It's basically I guess it's closer in kin to what you saw in Art Raiders, I guess.
Arc Raiders.
The workbenches and stuff.
Yep.
These guys got spooked, right? We need the clown nose. Bingo 3.
It was something like, we wanted to do hideouts long time ago. And
Sure you did,
it's
buddy.
just, hey, this
Sure you
time,
did, buddy.
just internally, the way like the resources kind of the
Tringo.
program resources.
That's a
kind
new
of
record. I'm crashing out for the
came out,
cashing
like,
in
oh,
for the
hey,
night.
we have resources here that
I'm not sure what that means. You're cashing out?
Again, it's
Cashing in means
feature.
I don't know. I'm
So the
confused.
original
Good to see you,
goal was
Georgie.
Supposed to be EASA. It's gonna come out,
Arc Raider should be a square. Yes. Arc Raider should have been a square.
Any changes to Faustian Bargain?
Faustian Bargain. Good question.
Yeah. So there's new monsters.
and
It's-
new-
Yeah, and new balance. Like we kind of overtuned it in terms of like the quest and the
Jorm
how much participation you have to
Jormgaji.
do to get the quest.
Good night,
there's little balance
Jormgaji.
changes. Again, the eventual goal is to make this be kind of its own little game mode. But
Yeah, you
right
mentioned
now
that.
It's just adding on to it. So there's more monsters. A little bit more variety.
Will
of
Faustian be
monsters.
turned on in HR again?
Not yet. but-
Not
Not
yet.
yet.
So the eventual goal is to get to a point where, when it gets to it's like its own kind of game mode. It's like, hey, now
That's a waste of time.
high
the
roller is even
Faustian?
more high
Oh my
tension,
God.
high stakes.
Oh my God.
because The monsters from the beginning are people that are going to be the expert monster players, right?
Okay.
It's like we don't need to
Yeah,
actually
like
design
the-
good
the-
enemies.
Yeah, the
If we just
inspiration here is again like a little bit
conscript
that might be
players
right?
to play as
Right.
the sub bosses,
Like,
right?
you have the
We don't
guys
need
that are
to
really
think
good
about
at
animation or game
Yeah,
design.
it's fun.
We
It's
just take other
been
players,
good for
we
a
make
couple,
them
like,
play
right now-
as the monsters, right?
Yeah.
You're not working hard. You're working smart.
있어서 되게 재밌게 보고 있어요.
Yeah. So, but
Definitely not where dev time
the
needs to be
eventual
going.
goal he's saying is that there's some streamers already that are just that all they do is they just play for House and Bargains. So it's like, hey, okay,
work?
flesh that out eventually, but not now. Yeah.
Okay. Any
Okay.
changes with gems or gemming,
Hi, baby.
or is that system
baby.
the same?
Yeah. Socketing will be
Hi, baby.
expanded.
Hi,
I think not
Right.
being able to do the primitive or the
I
primary steps on socketing this past season really hurt. So it's like
Look at her
you
stupid
know,
face.
it's the rich get richer kind of thing. Again,
Her
the philosophy
stupid
for
face.
this upcoming
Are you
season
okay,
is
baby?
the exact
You okay?
opposite. Is like, hey,
You
let's
okay?
help the people
Oh, I know you do.
that are trying to come
I
up.
know you do.
You know, have a bigger middle class kind of. And so
She's a perfect
we're gonna
angel,
make
aren't you?
multiple ways to kind of close that gap,
Hey.
right? If you put in the time, if you put in the work,
You
you
do
get
it.
lucky. So that's the gem system, the socketing system, the crafting system is being reworked a little bit, and then
Yes,
the
you
workshop
do.
system. So the workshop are ways that you could kind of convert your trash into better items.
Aha! The workshop
Okay, that's kind of
are
cool.
ways you
People
can
are asking
convert your
about making the
trash
trade
into
window
better
bigger,
items.
like a bigger inventory to be able to trade items at once.
Okay, trading post.
Like the grid, the inventory grid for trading.
He said he's like no.
No. I mean, the smaller size, the
yeah,
smaller size has more transaction cost, I guess, when you're doing that. But
Mon's Aegis.
people are asking, like, is there going to be a new artifact on the lava boss, the golem boss?
He sounds so over it. He sounds like a substitute
new
teacher.
Not this time.
He sounds like
플레이어들한테 리퀘스트 받은 것도 있고
네.
그다음에 우리가
컨테스트
컨테스트에서
he sounds so over. Is there gonna be a new artifact on the
he's not gonna-
on the
there-
fire
yeah,
boss?
he didn't make
Boss
any
spot. Is there gonna be
this season?
Is there gonna
because we
Oh,
had that
God.
the contest to design the artifact. We have to put that.
Oh,
in.
right.
And then we also
리퀘스트
had some direct requests when he went to the Tokyo Game Show from the hardcore players there. It's like, oh, got some ideas from there. So
My substitutes have more energy than that. It's because they want to
not
keep
this
their job.
season, but he's
right?
he has thoughts for
One peg is not at any
continuing
risk of
adding
losing
in
his
the
job,
next batch of artifacts.
and that's the issue.
Okay. All right. We're getting down to the end, boys. We're getting down to the end. Some of your questions just aren't going to get asked. I'm sorry. All right. I know y'all are spamming like crazy. And no change. Is there any changes to Rogue at the start of the wipe?
Later in the wipe,
next season.
it's Barbarian Fighter to start. It's Ranger and Rogue later in the wipe.
로그는
He said no changes to the rogue.
Not specifically Zio, I don't think.
그 사람들이 질문 많이 하고 있어요. druid은 이제
Kind
슈퍼
of.
점프는
No
안
more
될
instant
거고요.
So he
transform.
said there's no super jumping with the druid now.
그거 안 되고.
Super jumping. Chicken jumping.
그다음에 근데 이 얘기는 해주고 싶어요. 그러니까 사람들이 리퀘스트가 되게 많으니까 그 인벤토리 소트랑 서치는 어떻게 좀 해주고
Who is the guy in the cap asking the
he
questions?
said he was looking at the
He's AI.
chat, and so he saw that people have a lot of requests for inventory sort and
Yeah, auto sort
저희
button.
야미 스트림에서
and he went on and
What on earth is going on with Fighter? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
He wants the reason it's
super jump.
again. It's so dependent on the inventory system.
근데 그것도 우리가 좀 어글리하게 만들면 얼마나
So the thing is, he hates doing these kind of hacking ways to put in features, but we've already done it this time with the quiver that's going in. It's very not elegant. So he's like,
just 2 hours work.
okay,
Just 2 hours work? I hate it when devs say that.
He hates doing that.
code,
The spaghetti code and hard coding and all that. But he's like,
근데 플레이어들이 원하는 게 더 중요하니까 이제 원하는
he's saying-
빨리 해주자 이런 생각이 좀.
now he's changing that mentality. It's like, oh, it's more important to just get it out there for you, even though it's ugly for me. So he's like, okay, that's why it wasn't going in. So he's saying he has a change of mind, change of heart, just hard bashing in the auto sort.
Oh, and then
auto sort.
there was an inventory bug where you could like swing your weapon while you were in your inventory.
예, 인벤토리 보고 있는데 인벤토리 보고 있는데 이거를
공격이 되는.
네.
그 문제는 알고 있었고, 근데 지금 그게 되게 랜덤하게 나오고 있어서 정확한 그걸 몰라요.
Okay, so they know about that bug.
이번 시즌 초부터 알고 있었는데.
So yeah, he said he knew about it from the start. But the problem is that it occurs so. Yeah, they don't know how to recreate that bug right now.
그러니까 계속 발생하는데 그 정확한 컨디션을 모르고
So, chat, if any of you guys know how to recreate that bug, just saying.
Mom's ages.
최선을 다해서 수정해볼게요.
Shout out Sweaty
엄청
Pedals.
불편하거든요.
Yeah,
Shout
so
out
he says
Lyrebird.
he knows how frustrating that is.
제 크로스보우 그냥 나가버리고.
Hi, Rusty. We're going to recap soon.
Game population has been consistently decreasing. What's the plan? Oh, clearly they want it to continue to go down, man. That's why they work so hard.
Right?
Yeah. So
뭐,
yeah. So the plan right now is this season is, you know, just fix the economy, stupid, right? So
Right.
for ESA. So what we saw is that the player numbers do go down, you know, as the season progresses. But what we're interested in is the slope, how it decreases, and then what the minimum base it sustains at, right? Because I think that's a better indicator of for us is like, oh, okay, that the health of the system and so for us is that okay, that the last season not having proper smoothing and then not being able to progress properly and having those big gaps between, like, you know, the haves and the have-nots was a really big issue for us. But at the same time, when we looked at the overall slope and the remaining bandwidth, was that it actually, with all things considered, with how bad those systems were balanced right now, is that, oh, it was better than expected, right? So the thing is, this season is to actually fix that and then to reduce the grade of that slope, the downward slope, before we start throwing in money to actually do a lot of marketing. Even with, so the thinking behind here is that even with the situation as it is right now, is that we are still with, you know, almost zero active marketing push right now, is that organically we're still getting thousands of players coming in every day, right? And so what we're seeing is that, but because of these kind of fundamental, you know, economic issues, is they'll go and they'll bounce off, right? Because they can't get over that first hump. And so that's why this time we focused on getting that gating done properly. Like you're saying, it's like, okay, we don't have an actual MMR system with the matchmaking right now, is that, but then we do have ways, we have modes, right? The problem is getting that information, educating people of, oh, okay, stay in this mode until you get comfortable, and then, you know, you can start gradually going into the modes that you should be at that comfort level of going into. So that's part of thinking behind the big kind of presentation changes this upcoming wipe. Once we stabilize that, if we see that, hey, okay, the grade feels better, there's a you know, decent bandwidth here, and we'll start throwing in money. You know, the way for us, we look at it is like, it doesn't do us a lot of good when we have a decent baseline to throw in money where we have this big hole in the bucket. You know, we're losing new players this quickly.
Okay.
So,
all right. Well, I suppose we'll check out the new patch when it comes out, and I think we're all looking forward to it. It's there's some cool stuff wrapped in here. It's gonna be trying out like a lot of this this mechanical shift is gonna be interesting. So
it's gonna be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys got any like closing thoughts that you want to share with everybody?
We're going to space.
그냥 너무 늦게 원하는 것들 해줘서 미안하다고 얘기하고 싶어요.
Yeah, so he's saying he's really sorry that it took him so long to come to realize, you know, to get you guys what you actually wanted so late.
All right. Well, thank you guys for taking the time. It's been a solid couple of hours. I appreciate you guys taking the time.
I know, but that was genuine.
Questions that everybody had. And
Moon Map.
I guess we'll see you for the patch, and
thank you, One Peg.
Hopefully things go off pretty well.
Thank you, Ironmace.
Yeah, so One Peg, thanks as always for giving us this opportunity to
sure,
reach out
Anytime.
directly to the community. I know there was a long instance of a long time of radio silence this time is because the situation was pretty dire, and for us it's like, okay, we wanted to put our heads down and then just kind of start fixing the actual fundamental cracks. So, and like I said, like what we talked about, there's a lot of stuff that had to be addressed, right? So it's going to be a little shocking, but at the same time, I think people that have played Dark and Darker for a long time, is like it still should be Dark and Darker, but now with the beginnings of polishing. Yeah. So,
okay.
We had a lot of Lego blocks, and we just kind of threw it out there. Do what you want. Now we're saying, oh, okay, here's the Lego. We package it, and here's a little instruction manual. That's the difference.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're all looking forward to it, man. So hopefully everything goes well.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks,
you.
We'll see you soon, all right? All right.
Okay.
Yep.
In a couple
Bye.
days.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay. I'm just finishing my notes here. I'm
All
just
right.
finishing my notes. We're finishing notes. Guys, thank you for hanging in there with me. Give me a second here. I need shocking. Shout out One Peg, right? We appreciate One Peg for doing that. No, you hang up first. No, you. No, you hang up first. No, you. I used to do this thing in high school. I had a girlfriend that I would call, and that was back when, like, you could only call the house line of, like, the house, right? And so, like, the whole family would hear the phone ring, right? And we'd want to call each other late at night, like, super late, and, like, 1 a.m. So we had 2 watches that we synchronized at school, and then the watches were set, like, on the second. And so we would pick a time to call it, like, 1:13, like, 13 a.m. And that way, you could pick it up at, like, the first, like, 10th of a ring to, like, minimize the chance that the parents would wake up and be like, get off the phone, right? That's a long time ago. Back when all we had was phones. Glad Lawson, hello. Hi, Lyrebird. Okay, sorry, I missed a lot there. There was so much delivered there. Synchronize your death watches. There was so much. Like, we started, this was the mood. Classic, right? You start like this. This is the mood, right? It's SDF. Let's all make fun of SDF. Ha ha ha. SDF is stupid. SDF sucks. And then, look, actually, it was more like this. Maybe SDF's gonna do okay. Maybe he's doing okay. I had a cell phone by the time I was dating LOL. Well, I mean, like, whatever. It's a dating. I guess, like, yeah. I don't know. Everyone was young once, right? He's doing okay, right? We went from being... I expected to be making fun of these guys, okay? To actually being very pleasantly surprised, okay? Very pleasantly surprised. What happened? This is what happened. SDF finally saw into the void, okay? Now you can check what Origami Post in general and SDF's comments. No, I'm not doing it. I'm just going to talk here. It's amazing what a near-death experience will do. We had no idea really where he was at, but I think the game finally, they saw the metrics. They saw the metrics related to the high roller adventure mode. They saw the attrition over season 7, this incredibly long water map season, okay? SDF finally saw the bottom and was like, and it scared him. And he was like, ugh, right? I don't want to die. I don't want my game to die. The game sucks. The game is not fun. The game is slow and sluggish. We're losing players. Nobody wants to play this game. Oh, everyone is playing this other game. Okay, here's the other thing that happened. Arc Raiders is a masterpiece in many ways. There are issues with Arc Raiders, but generally speaking, Arc Raiders is a masterpiece. And maybe, finally, here's an SDF, his mind was open enough, right? You're close enough to death with your original idea for the game that it's easier to make massive changes. Okay, there's no better time to completely reinvent yourself than when you're on the rock bottom. Okay, when things are still like look savable, things are still kind of going along. It's hard to make big sea changes, big iterative changes. The game Dark and Darker has been in the shitter for so long, and this season was a make or break season, and guess what? It fucking broke, right? People left. And where do they go? They went to play a better game called Arc Raiders. And what does SDF do? He looks at Arc Raiders, he's like, you know what? I can copy this shit. Hey, it's been a minute since I've had a good example of a game I can copy, and now that my game is thoroughly in the shitter, in the bottom of the water map, I'm gonna look at this better game, and I'm gonna copy things and make my own game better. And fine, fair. All these exciting things are happening, okay? What makes me still a bit pissed off is it took this long for that guy to fucking get it, right? That his game sucks, it's not fun, there's a lot of broken issues. And if you want people to stick around and play the game, right, you gotta fix the game. And finally, close enough to death, finally a better game, an example of another thing he could copy, and he looked at that game and copied the game. Say what you want about the original idea for Dark and Darker, whether that was a brainchild or that was put in a briefcase, right, and smuggled out of an office somewhere. Doesn't matter. We're here now. He finally realizes that big changes need to be made to the game to make the game better, to keep people around longer. The goal is this. Season 8 launches, okay? What typically happens is, like every season, like every wipe, every Dark and Darker wipe, okay? People come in, it's a fresh wipe, let's see what's going on. And then people slowly fade off, and there's a grade, there's a ramp, there's a gradient in his prison pocket, right? What they want to do is they've experienced, they probably saw like the semi-wipe, the semi-wipe, season 7, that the fall off was incredibly steep, and they don't want that to happen anymore. They don't want the same 2,000 people to play the game. They want the game to be bigger than that. They have grander ambitions than having 2,000 people play the game, 2 months into the wipe. It's clear SDF played Arc Raiders. It's clear SDF felt things about that game in terms of the movement, in terms of the crafting, in terms of the economy that left an impact. And he says, you know what? I can copy this and make Dad better. There's a few things that are on the table that are going to shake up the gameplay. They're going to shake up the feeling of the game dramatically. It sounds like all the cheesy, weird mechanics related to movement tech in Dark and Darker are being completely reevaluated. Namely, the movement speed penalty that comes from switching items, right? You pull out a potion, you change weapons, you draw a bow, you enter a blocking stance, whatever it is. All these things were originally designed to have a movement speed cost because the game was originally designed to be a thoughtful dungeon crawler. The game has been steadily migrating away from that original vision for a long time, but this seems to be the next major step away from it being a thoughtful dungeon crawler and more to being some sort of kind of like action adventure, battle royale dungeon extraction game. He wants the combat to feel more fluid. He doesn't want things to slow you down as much. Instead of finding some way to make it so that jumping did not negate the movement speed penalty, it seems they're going the other way. Instead of making the game slower and more intentional, they want to speed the game up and make the game feel more fluid. And so he spoke directly about no more jumping to cancel out the move speed penalty of switching items or swinging a sword. So it's going to feel different to move around, which is really interesting. There's other movement tech that they talked about. So that's going to change it. That's going to change it to make the game feel more like an arcade game and less about kind of thoughtful movement, I feel like. We all learned that there was an interaction cost, or there was a movement speed cost to doing things in the game. And the jump tech just became par for the course. You had to jump before you did anything to maximize your ability, your move speed in the game, to optimize your move speed in the game. And they called that out specifically, and that's remarkable. It's very, very interesting. It also sounds like they are taking another step to put blocking on all weapons. All weapons are going to be able to block, and that blocking in the same vein as things not slowing you down unnecessarily probably also won't slow you down as much. That said, there's going to be some changes to the physics of the game, or like the weight of the game. Maybe now that if all things can block, there's going to be more emphasis put on impact power, impact resistance. We'll have to watch for that. He did say that Fighter and Barbarian were first up for big kind of perk and playstyle changes, iterations at the beginning of the season. And then later in the season, it's going to be Ranger and Rogue. So they're going back to the roots of these 4 core classes to reevaluate how they play and how they operate. The weird thing is like, I thought that the whole point of the semi-wipe and the semi-wipe was them saying, okay, you know, we need to get gear in line, and then we can balance the items, and then it sounded like they had already kind of achieved that balance. It's almost like nothing mattered until SDF played Arc Raiders, okay? And when SDF played Arc Raiders, and he's like, well, this is just a better game in every way. All of the convictions they had, all the decisions they had made about existing systems went out the window because he finally played a better game, and I don't know, and the game is close enough to death that it's like you either have to make a massive change or the game is actually dead. And so that's where we are. He talked about the desire to have a better economy in Dark and Darker, and that's kind of a loaded word. A better economy. There's a few things here. A better gear foundation. Official store of value. There's a lot that they covered. We need all this. It's true. It's true. The movement tech stuff is so long overdue that they did not fix that, right? That's what pisses me off. All this stuff is so obvious. It was always obvious. It was always obvious. And if it wasn't obvious, you have thousands of people, tens of thousands of people saying, hey, idiot, these are the things that are wrong with your game. And he just didn't care. It was a wall of deaf ears. Ironmace was a wall of deaf ears. And then I'm going to keep saying this because fuck them. The game finally was so deep in the shitter, right? All their work was going to be completely erased because people were going to completely abandon the game unless they made changes. And so finally, you twist the arm enough. You twist the arm enough. This guy's freaking flexible, and you twist. And then finally, he's like, this hurts. I don't want to die. Okay, good. Fix your fucking game. And so we're finally here. The economy he mentioned for Arc Raiders. What he means by economy is, I think, the ease at which you can resupply yourself with gear. Arc Raiders is a very forgiving game. It's not hard to build wealth, to get weapons, to get the loadout that you want. It's easy to break things down and then recraft other things. I mean, these systems have existed in other games other than Dark and Darker for a long time. Right? Legacy understood this from the very beginning. You pick something up that you don't want, that doesn't apply to your class. And with Dark and Darker, the more crap they add to the game, the more stuff they add to the game. Oh, more bard pants. Oh, more like another fucking survival bow. I don't give a shit about this, right? What can I do about it? What can I do with it? I can just sell it for gold. That was it. It was the shallow system for recycling things that you don't want, right? There was also a marketplace for like the high-end stuff, but there's this disconnect where it was either you pick up crap and you sell it for gold, and then you use that gold to buy things off the marketplace, or you get something really good and you sell it for gold, and it was just market driven. And there's no marketplace in Arc Raiders. Surprise, surprise. They have systems for picking things up, breaking things down, recrafting other things, right? It makes it faster and easier to get back on your feet, and I think that left a big impact on him. So economy is what he means by how interconnected the items are in the game. It's not just about selling things for gold and then buying things off a marketplace. He wants to have something that makes it easier for players to take the things that they have, break down stuff they don't want, recraft or reforge things that they do want, and have that support their playstyle and get them back into the game faster. They still want to have some gear progression, some gear power disparity, but he said that they want to make sure that the floor, your foundation of the game increases as you spend time. And that's what the workshops are. Yes, the workshops are just that. Again, we'll just copy Arc Raiders. There's a workshop. The system works. We'll just copy Arc Raiders. No problem. It makes sense. It makes sense as a way to maybe you level up the workshop so that, you know, you can make a white chess piece. You can make, I'm not sure how that's going to work with the Squire, because the Squire was always just kind of like a shitty workshop that didn't really ever progress. But maybe like, you know, there's a workshop, and as you improve your workshop, you have the ability to make green items. You have the ability to make blue items. And as you spend more time, invest more time, you have the ability to make purple items. And now all of a sudden, you can run a purple kit, right? And you can die in a purple kit, and that sucks. But it doesn't take that much to get the materials, to have the materials to remake another purple kit. Okay? I did not gather all this info from the devcast. It was like I wasn't even listening. I'm projecting a little bit, but I think that's there. I think that's what they were saying. They also addressed, they want some sort of official store of value. So historically, right? Gold keys, skull keys, chests, death blooms, unique gems. There's always been, every season kind of has its like MacGuffin. Like it's kind of weird community selected emergent non-gold store of value for gold. A death bloom is just 2 inventory squares, but it's worth a lot because people believe it's worth a lot. And so that's what traders use, right? They use gold keys, they use skull keys, and the prices of these things fluctuate as the season kind of unfolds, as there's more gold in the economy. You know, they make changes at Ironmace and the value of these items changes. What they want to do is, that's something that they do not control. They have no control over that aspect of the economy, and I think that kind of bothers them, and rightfully so. It's kind of weird that like there's this emergent economic thing that Ironmace doesn't control, that really moves the market, right? That dictates kind of like the store of wealth. It dictates a major part of the game, especially when currently the majority of the economy is based around just purchasing power, right? How many items can I buy off the market? And so to rein that in and to get people away from trading things that are stores of value, like keys or death blooms or gems or whatever it is, they're going to have officially sanctioned stores of value. Imagine a bauble. Imagine you could find a smug in the game, and this smug, right, you could sell to the treasurer for 10,000 gold. So the item itself has the intrinsic value of 10,000 gold. So now people, traders, aren't necessarily, you know, they're not trading keys that have no actual backed value by the economy of the game, by the official economy of the game. You coming back to Dark for SSF. If you have an item that is worth 10,000 gold, right? That becomes, I'm rich. I have 2 of them. I got 2 of them. That becomes a store of value. And that's a way for Ironmace to better control an aspect of the economy, an aspect of that economic system that sometimes gets away from them, right? And because maybe they're sick of, if they make a change to an item, or if they make a change to a system mid-season, like they are known to do, right? That can absolutely gut the value of certain items because they have no control, they have no say over what items are the stores of value at any given time. SSF will be fun. Okay. So, huge changes to the movement of the game. More intuitive movement, less fiddly, esoteric, weird movement tech that you have to learn, that new players are like, what the hell do I have to do? I have to jump if I want to take my sword out because I don't want to lose my movement speed, right? They're changing that. They're adding blocking to every weapon. They're reducing the impact of blocking. They're reducing the penalties of blocking. I think SDF even said, or Terry said, you can block multiple people, right? It sounds like that blocking technology, this foundation of blocking, this foundation of melee combat is getting finally a big revisitation. They're going to start the season with major changes to Fighter and Barbarian. It sounds like Barbarian's going to get a bunch of weird, like, throw ability. Barbarian's going to have a spin to win, right? From a first person, that's going to be kind of wild to see. Barbarian might have an unarmed trait where it's just fists. There's a bunch of weird barb stuff, okay? Fighter as well. Who knows what changes are going to happen to Fighter, but it'll be Fighter and Barbarian first, and then later on into the season, Ranger and Rogue are going to get a look at perks, at abilities, at gameplay, and we'll see how that goes. This is crazy, right? This is a big about face, because it felt like they were signaling that aspects of the game were finally on lock, right? That they had finally figured out the way they wanted certain things to work, and then it was clear the game was going to die, and SDF finally had access to another blueprint of a game that he could copy to make his game better. Your vision doesn't do a backflip when you do a tumble, just saying. Yeah, interesting. Well, they did say in the devcast that from the first-person camera, the whirlwind thing is very difficult to control for that reason. Oh, man. Not a lot of changes to other aspects, and some disappointing news too. Let's talk about some of the disappointing news. We all had a feeling that there'd be no social space, right? That the social hub would be delayed. We all had a feeling that the social hub delay was inevitable, right? And I mean, similarly, same with, the joke about quivers. Let's talk about what we learned about quivers and the social hub. Quivers are an issue because of the way the inventory system is coded. And it, for some reason, is just very difficult for them to disentangle how that works in a way that is stable. I think also the way the inventory system works, I think, I couldn't quite hear it. I don't quite understand, but you know how there's a bit of like free player ESP, right? When you get within a module and a half of another player, there's a little hiccup, right? There's a little hiccup. That's because of the way the inventory system is attached to like the player. The player and the player's inventory are entangled in a weird way. And quizzically, right? That's actually what makes the weird player ESP. The reason why the game lags when you get within a module and a half of another player is because your client is kind of downloading their inventory, apparently, or something like that. All this is to say, it's one big mess, and they had the intention to kind of reevaluate how all that works, but they just did not have time. They do not have time, or they lack the technical ability to disentangle what they made. Are we getting quivers? No. Okay, so no quivers. Womp womp, right? The social hub, they were looking at as an excuse, again, to kind of, as a gateway to reevaluate a more expansive back-end system. They have a very particular back-end setup, and the social hub was an excuse for them to kind of like update, modernize the back-end system and help them migrate away from expensive server services to less expensive server services. Because, go figure, you haven't had any meaningful income. You haven't had a meaningful player base. You have no one buying redstone shards. You have no one buying copies of the game. You still have to have a live service game. You're still paying for servers, right? Social Hub is delayed because they couldn't find a way to quickly or securely make the iterations they wanted to the backend system. And so this whole thing is put on ice. They want to do it right. I understand that. Temu server services, yes. The portals. Okay, thank you. That's it. There was at least 6 portals. I want to say Dwarf Race, What else came up there? Gold storage. There was so many things that One Peg could have asked them to elaborate. They were clear that they want to elaborate. They didn't want to say too much, right? Because it's coming out, right? True damage or like, yeah, right. That's another part of it. Plus all apparently no. I kind of, the gear conversation was kind of the transition period between when I was not caring to when I started caring. So I missed some of the notes on that. Did we discuss the fighter changes? Oh, Gonzo, thank you very much. Dale TV. So many new names. Thanks, Gonzo. Appreciate it, man. Did we discuss fighter changes? I'm not sure if they were really that clear on what the fighter changes were going to be. We talked about how fighter, though, was first up. We talked about blocking on everything. Portals. Let's talk about portals. Let's talk about map. 3-tier map. 3-tier map. Wider top level. Blue versus red portals. Okay. There was a lot. There was a lot. Okay. The original vision of the game. The vision of the game was to have maps that are 3 levels deep. And the top level is easier. The medium level is harder. The bottom level is the hardest. And you can choose how deep you go. And you're risking more. And you are rewarded with more for your risk, right? They shared a screen cap of the ruins. The ruins, it looks like, will be expanded to a 7x7. Very interesting. A very interesting broadening, expanding of that top level for ruins. No circle. Circle will be Squire to Riches, because that's the kind of game mode. That's more of the Battle Royale style. That makes sense. Okay? 3-tier map, no circle. There was so much. There was so much that should have been pulled at, but was not. I'm shocked. Squire to Riches is kind of like Dark and Darker's... what do you call it? Squire to Riches is kind of like Dark and Darker's Battle Royale mode. And so it makes sense for the Battle Royale circle to be in Squire to Riches. You want the teams to drop in, you loot quickly, right? And then you want the circle to kind of like force those teams to come together like you do in a Battle Royale. That's fine. Everyone and their goldfish had a problem with the circle in the dungeons proper, right? We don't need the circle to force player interactions. We just need more points of interest. How does Arc Raiders do it? Hey, look at that. Arc Raiders has a bunch of different points of interest with higher value loot, right? Which naturally pulls players to those locations. And so it fucking sucks that we've been shouting at this man for 2 years and there's just nothing. It's just fucking thick head. Nothing. I don't hear you. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. Oh, my game sucks. It's going to die. Oh, I played a game that's better. Oh, now I understand how the game could be better. Let me think about how I can make my game better. The vision was always for a 3-tier map where it's easy, medium, hard. There's going to be an expansion to the top level, 7x7 modules. They even want to go bigger, but there's some technical limitation. Apparently, when you go, even 7 is like pushing the limits because, again, spaghetti code, tech debt, whatever it is. But thankfully, there's no circle. There's more points of interest. There's more things to pull players' attention and encourage a natural kind of PvP space instead of the artificial circle. And he was so diehard about that, wasn't he? But I like the circle. But I like the circle, he said. And now what? And now you don't? And now you realize it fucking sucks, right? It sucks. Oh, he was such a stubborn idiot, right? Such a stubborn idiot. No, I like the circle. Oh, this is why it's an interesting idea on paper to have me, give me a chance to do an Ironmace interview. But the challenge is I don't think I'd be able to tamp it down, right? I wouldn't be able to tamp it down. Oh, it is Nexon. It is Nexon. Hey, guess what? The company that's suing your ass is also blowing the fuck up. Is taking over the world with a better designed game. The reason why people want to play this game is because it's better designed. It's better designed. Guess what? People play games that are well designed. People play games that are fun. Guess what? What's right? What's true? Saved is a strong world. Let's pass judgment after the wipe. Didn't even think about that. What? What did I miss? Professional blend meeting mode would kick in. You're probably right, but it would be very hard for me to not. Nexon, it is. It is true. It is Nexon. Nexon is kicking their ass because Nexon has the good sense to invest in a team that knows what they're doing and then keep their dirty mitts off of it, right? Nexon is Embark, right? But Embark are calling the shots. Embark are the creative vision, right? SDF doesn't have a vision. SDF's vision is half-baked at best, okay? And now Exxon is potentially stealing again from Nexon, right? In a roundabout way. You know what? It's the natural way of things, okay? They're, nerfing Druid. Yes, nerfing Druid. And what else? There was class changes, right? Holy fuck, it's so funny. Nerf Druid, what else? There was Warlock changes. Warlock, recoverable HP. There was one other class they were making changes to as well. Embark is based in Sweden, yes. That's so funny. That's so funny. That's so funny. We're talking real shit now, right? But on its face, okay, we've been screaming at SDF for years. We've been screaming at SDF. We've been asking nicely. We've been asking nicely. We've been positing thoughtfully. We've been saying, excuse me, sir, maybe you would consider making these changes. And he would say, no, you know, I know best. I like the circle. You know, I like playing Druid like this, right? If there's one thing SDF has currently demonstrated a very high skill and capacity for, it's fucking stealing from Nexon, okay? Whatever, the ends justify the means. Give me a better game. Fix your game finally. If you have to steal, if you have to wait for Nexon to release a better game and then steal those ideas, do it. I'm here for it, okay? Steal more ideas. Great. Improve the game. 3-tier map, no circle. Great. Does Arc Raiders have a circle? No, it doesn't. Oh, maybe we don't need a circle. Maybe you don't need a circle, okay? Wider top level, blue versus red portals. This was a bit of a disconnect between the vision and One Peg. And I think here, I'm as perplexed as One Peg, but I think they did a good job of explaining the portal situation. One Peg asked, are we going to see some interaction cost for red portals? Because currently, it feels like shit when you're fighting against somebody and they start to lose the fight, they bail on the fight, and they just run out the open door. They just run down the red portal. Oh, looks like I'm losing the fight. Better turn around and run away for free and run down the red portal, right? That feels great to fight against. Spoiler alert, no it doesn't. It's why I fucking quit the game. It's why I quit Season 7. Because I was sick of the rogues just being able to just turn and run and escape for free. Okay? Sick of it. And One Peg asks this question. What about the an interaction cost for the red portals? The response was that the new map design is going to have fewer ways to get out, but they always want to make it feel like you can get out if you make the right choice. They want tension. They want extraction tension. Hey, does Arc Raiders have permanently open exits from the map? Does Arc Raiders have permanently open exits you can just walk out? No, you have to interact with something in Arc Raiders. Oh, maybe it's a good idea. Maybe we should have some sort of interaction on our exits, right? They had it with the blue portals. I digress. There's going to be fewer ways to get out. SDF, Ironmace is concerned. They want to feel like people can extract. They mentioned this in a previous devcast. They don't want it to feel like you're stuck in a jail with psychopaths. That was their words, not my words. I can understand from the dev's perspective. You want the player, you as a player, You want to feel like you have some ability to escape, right? What they don't understand is that maybe like part of what makes the extraction game thrilling and rewarding is the risk you take at the extract, but that's beside the point. They're going to change it so that the blue portals, the exits from the map, the blue portals, the exits will have an interaction cost. There will be fewer exits available for people to increase the tension. Those blue exits will have an interaction cost, I think, for tension. But the reds at first will remain open because they want players to feel like there is a way to escape. They don't want to feel like players are stuck in a jail with a psychopath. Maybe SDF went to juvenile hall and got his ass kicked by, right? Who knows? Maybe, there's mandatory military service in Korea. Maybe SDF got his ass kicked in the military, right? And doesn't want to be stuck in a jail with psychopaths. There could be, I'm projecting here, I'm psychoanalyzing maybe a little bit, but who knows, right? It doesn't seem to be that big of a deal to put an interaction cost on red portals, so fucking rogues can't just escape for free. But they said that we're going to start here and we're going to measure the feedback. Okay, we're going to start with this solution. We're going to see how people feel, and we'll make changes based on that. Good. SDF saw the DMZ. Yeah, right. And now, right, on Goblin Caves, there is a second level. There's a new map. There's a magma map with a magma colossus. It'll be a small map, but that's fine, right? A tiny little basement to the Goblin Caves. SDF is private pile. And so it makes sense now that the Goblin Caves will have a red portal. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Along with the magma map, if you imagine the kind of like lore of the game, there's a dwarf race. This wasn't talked about a lot. Smaller hitbox, maybe? In my opinion, I kind of bristled at this because I don't think it's a cosmetic per se. A race is not a cosmetic because the race has stat values. It's not purely cosmetic. There is something materially different that it enables. Whether there's base stats attached to the dwarf race, or if the hitbox is different, right? Those are material differences. I guess you could argue that some cosmetics are darker than others, maybe easier to hide in, but we're splitting hairs at that point. They talked about gold storage. They want to make gold storage more comfortable. They talked about increasing the capacity of bags. They talked about making it easier to expand the inventory space, like in Arc Raiders. It's not that hard to expand your inventory space, like in Arc Raiders, right? They talked about class changes. They're finally changing instant transform on Druid. The single most disastrous addition to the game, the single biggest business mistake for Dark and Darker was the unmitigated introduction of the Druid class to the game. It was the beginning of the end, right? The toilet bowl spiral that we find ourselves at the bottom of, right? They're finally trying to shake off and reverse was, in my opinion, well, it was initiated by Warlock, right? It was Kite Lock that initiated it, but it was exacerbated by Druid, right? The terrible class design decisions, namely related to Druid, also related to Warlock, and it seems like they're finally addressing those things. Instant transform is going away. That means Panther chicken jumping is going away. Hallelujah. Rejoice. Okay? Can we get some claps in the chat? Claps in the chat. No more chicken jumping. It sucks because it feels like it's so little so late. Or like it's so late for this. It's so late for this. But it's better now, I guess, right? I mean, obviously, it's better now, obviously. It's better now, obviously. But holy fuck, dude. It took you long enough. It took you, because you know what? There's no druids in Arc Raiders. There's no druids in Arc Raiders, you know? Oh, you know? Oh, let me just write that down. Let me just, 1 second here. I'm playing this new game and there are no... There's a chicken. There's a chicken. Okay, chicken is good. But there's no panthers and no transformation. Okay, we're making notes, right? Also, finally, there's a change to the way that the Warlock recovers HP. The Warlock's curse HP recovery will no longer replenish its non-recoverable health. Okay? I've never seen Blinn this tilted. You know what? I'm professionally frustrated by this because it's not like these answers, you know, were arcane in any way, right? These are obvious things that even if you, as a regular person with common sense, couldn't figure out, you had tens of thousands of people who loved the game and played the game telling you how to make it better. And he actively did not listen. He actively did not listen. And now that he's showing that there is the capacity to make changes. You can remove the circle and it doesn't break the game. You can make a change to the way that Druid works and it doesn't break the game. It took this long. Why? Because you're a fucking idiot is why. Because you're a fucking idiot who didn't have the common sense to know it in the first place and didn't listen to the community all this time. And now finally your game is in the shitter and you're staring at the void and you don't want to get a job working for some other, you want to be the big boy, right? You don't want to pour the tea for somebody else in Korea. You want to be the big boy. You want to wear your fuzzy onesie hoodie in the office, right? So you better turn this shit around. Okay. Also, I'm playing this new Nexon game and it's pretty good. Oh, also I can steal these ideas from Nexon. And if there's one thing I'm good at, it's stealing ideas from Nexon to make my game better. So do it, right? So do it. Anyway, Warlock changes, Druid changes. Finally. True damage, I kind of missed this. I was a little bit mentally hazy during the true damage, the plus all conversation. So I'm not sure where this netted out. Help me, remind me of what they said about, I think they're removing true damage. There's so many major things, right? There's so many major things. It felt like one peg was just checked out. And it's understandable because one peg has been through the ringers like the rest of us, right? One peg has been hanging on these dev interviews month after month after month, waiting for there to be some material change and being disappointed every time. So you cannot blame one peg for like being a bit lackadaisical, right? Kind of, you know, sauntering into this interview thinking it's just going to be more excuses and apologies and haha, we made clown badges, we made some clown buttons because we we're idiots, haha, right? No, there was actually like 6-8 major changes to the game. They're removing true damage plus all and movement speed bonuses. They still have additional damages, but just not true, which is great because as I think random name mentioned earlier, or somebody else mentioned earlier, at least then it still interacts with the PDR system, with the headshot, with the body modifier system, right? These are good things. These are good things. Oh, so what was the problem? What was the blockage, right? It was a choice. This whole time, these answers were achievable this whole time. We could have been having fun with this game this whole time. We could have, right? I'm upset because I have emotional damage. I love this game so much. I gave so much of my time to this game. And when you love something and you see it get perverted, right? Perverted, made steadily worse. You see it get neglected. You see it get abused. You see it get just mistreated, right? When the answers are obvious. It's frustrating. And you think, oh, maybe there's a reason why they're not doing the thing. They're not doing the thing that's obvious. There must be a reason. Well, the reason was he was just a stubborn idiot who didn't want to do it, right? He was just a stubborn idiot who didn't want to do it. And finally, what breaks the back is financial ruin, right? I don't want to be the little daddy. I want to be the big daddy, right? So I better make some changes. It's just like, you could have done it earlier and you didn't. And that sucks. that it disrespects everyone who's got thousands of hours. Everyone in chat has thousands of hours in this game, right? And so I feel for our collective investment in this thing. At a certain point, you have a game like this, right? It has mass appeal at a certain point. It's no longer just your thing, right? You can't say, oh, it's your game, buddy, do what you want. Like, I think that falls apart when something becomes more of an institution. The game had catastrophic success. It became more of a community asset, more of an institution. And the problem is it wasn't treated as such. It was still treated as SDF's kind of like pet project. And I have an issue with that approach. I have an issue with that approach. Long needed moves. Guys, I'm wiped. Okay, it's been a long day. We streamed Eldegard, right? We hopped on here. We've streamed for another 3 hours. And this has been more emotionally charged. If you bring dad, bring enough for everyone to eat. It's more like you can have an idea and you validate the idea with the community. And at a certain point, when enough people sign on to a shared vision or a shared understanding of the thing, it still can be your idea, but you don't own it entirely. And that shared ownership was never fully respected, was never fully understood or appreciated. And that's what grinds my gears. Because it was too big. It was too big and too successful for it to be just the pet project of one idiot man, right? And when he started oscillating and just making all these dumbass changes and not listening to people, right? We all got taken for a ride, right? Taken for a ride. The game wasn't enough to carry itself, the community carried it. That was a great devcast. Thanks for streaming it. Thank you, Clippy. Clippy had a great idea. Thanks, Maddie. Thanks very much. In case we haven't scared off these people, right? Oh, Polecat, very nice. Was that too much? Was that too much? It's late. I'm not gonna make any excuses, right? I'm a passionate person. I have a polite side, but I also have a candid side. And I don't think I crossed any lines there. I think that unequivocally, categorically, Ironmace has done a shitty job of managing this game. And they deserve to get chewed out a little bit here, right? Anyway, huge day, huge stream. What day is it? Monday. We're gonna wrap it up, okay? We're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna go to sleep, maybe. I'm gonna eat some leftover pasta and maybe just lay on the ground for a couple of hours. Great passionate summary. 2 great streams. Thanks, Sneaky. I appreciate it, man. Hey, Deary, what's going on? Good to see actual changes for once. Big changes to Barbarian. Deary, you might be able to do a little bit of first-person whirlwind. Let's get excited, right? I feel like One Peg, there was moments where he let himself get excited. He realized, hey, there's actually something here, right? I felt the passion. Great. I think they'd agree with a lot of what you said. Let's get excited. The wipe is this week, right? We're going to have an Arc Raiders trivia stream on Thursday. Thursday is... What's Thursday? What date is it on Thursday? Oh, shit. Thursday's the 29th. Ooh, shit. Oh. Oh. I think it's the Melee Madness wipe. Let's hope it's good. Scary guy. That's a good way of saying it. Thursday's the wipe. Oh. Now, we know there's a challenge of reliable timing, right? Reliable timing. Yee. Wipe hype though, indeed. Maybe what we do is we do one more round of Arc Raiders trivia, right? We do that kind of in the late afternoon. We do one more round. I'm sweating. One more round of Arc Raiders trivia, and we'll see if they actually launch. But certainly, right, we've got our big event this weekend. Let me do one more housekeeping shout out for that. One more housekeeping shout out for Highly Toastable. this weekend is our monthly community event. And this time we are showcasing your videos, right? Your videos that you made about games that you like to play that maybe not everyone knows about. We have 11, 12 videos to share, which is very exciting because you guys answered the call, didn't you? You answered the call. Prepare to look at my backside. I can't wait. Maddie's got a golf video. Maddie's going to play a hole of golf with us, right? And we're going to look at Maddie's hole of golf. Has anyone ever seen Italian Matthews IRL hole of golf, right? Would be nice if school cancels for the rest of the week. Yeah. I got to enter crunch mode to get your I hope you do, Moss. Two hands? Two hands is probably far. Two hands. It's like 6 a.m. for two hands. But yes, for friends that are still working on a video, you have time, but not that much. So get on it if you want to get a video in. Get on it. Thanks for your time, guys. Thanks for your time. Thank you for enduring my passionate speech. I hope that it didn't, I hope that it felt measured and appropriate for the situation. We'll see you on Thursday for Arc Raiders Trivia. And then we'll go from there. Saturday, Highly Toastable. And then, oh, maybe a board meeting? Very cool stream. Cheers to everyone. Jorkin, good luck with your finals, buddy. Good luck with your finals. Thanks for hanging out, Sneaky. Appreciate you, man. Perfect amount of rage. Excellent. Okay. Goodbye song time. Are you ready? Let's wind it down. Let's say goodbye. Mom's ages. Off to bed immediately. Yeah, it's late for Jorkin. Holy moly. Holy moly. Thanks for your time, guys. We're going to wrap it up. Thanks again, One Peg. Shout out One Peg. Good job, man. Thanks for his time. Thanks, chat. Thanks, everybody. Rest up. We'll see you on Thursday. Until then, we'll say goodbye. Mwah. We'll say goodbye. 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 Bye, guys.